A
Man, I
bunch of
seen,
pussies.
man, one dude I actually fucked with was he made a post about it talking about restricted mode or some shit he was talking about. I'm
Oh
like,
yeah, they
God
had
damn,
like
like,
AI restrictive mode, and that was look, man. I checked mine; it was off, so I don't know what they'd be talking about. Basically, what happens is AI restrictive mode is AI does the work of basically not censoring, but like not showing you videos that may be adult, whether it's
yeah.
language or whatever. So I don't know.
Cause his whole thing, he was talking about, well, they got YouTube kids. Why do we? I'm like, brother, fucking kids will still go on the regular YouTube.
Yeah, and I mean, ain't no 14-year-old gonna watch YouTube Kids. You know what I mean?
Where, man, my daughter don't even want to watch fucking YouTube kids. I had to double check her ass, bro.
Yeah,
But
my
she know how to fucking change the accounts.
yeah, my son didn't want to watch YouTube Kids either since he was like 5 or 6. He was like, "No, this is lame." Have you
Yeah.
actually watched YouTube Kids? Like, they got a whole bunch of them
Nah,
videos in
man.
there.
Nah,
It's
I ain't.
trash, bro. Like, it ain't even good. And they have a whole bunch of videos too of like, I actually think YouTube Kids is worse because they got a whole bunch of videos of like parents buying their kids like a ridiculous amount of toys and shit. Like, I saw a video where this kid got like 10,000 Hot Wheel cars
I fuck
and
myself.
they were racing them all over the fucking house. And like me just looking at them, I'm like, that's my version of watching somebody on Instagram fucking taking a flight to Dubai on a yacht. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, I ain't
Yeah,
shit. I ain't quite there yet. You know what I mean? Like, I need to get my shit together. That's like the same equivalent. Like, how you gonna, like, I don't know. I just felt it was, it's just social media in general. It doesn't fucking matter where you go.
I feel that though. It makes sense though that they put all that shit on YouTube kids. Make you want to buy shit.
And it wasn't even good shit. It's just, man, maybe because I'm old.
Yeah, 'cause
But
when my son was younger, he was like 4. He used to watch that Ryan, playing with Ryan or some shit, man. He used to be unboxing random toys.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ryan's World.
Ryan's
Yeah, that
World.
shit. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that kid's like a teenager or adult now, right? Something like that.
yeah. Yeah. I think they had started doing stuff with like his, because I think the parents ended up having like 2 little girls or some shit, and they started doing videos with them. Because I know he like around the same age as our sons at this point, or a couple years older. Bro, where the fuck do I go? Oh, I see.
Uh, um, Nelson, we're not gonna tonight. We're not gonna run too long. I gotta cut it a little short. I gotta wake up early tomorrow. Gotta trade my replacement.
Yeah. My boy started working from his house, boys.
Yeah, right now I'm looking at computer desk. I gotta build 2 Dell monitors. Fucking Dell. I don't know what the fuck that is. Connection, so I can, hook up the 2 monitors together and the computer, fucking chair, keyboard, mouse, the whole 9 yards.
Maybe I gotta go back to the fucking beginning. I'm gonna fucking see. But hell yeah, bro. One of the homies had hit me up earlier today. He's about to start checking out what's the shit called? Like the he sent me the fuck. Let me just look this shit up. I'm still trying to memorize. I mean, think it up. Oh, about the IT certification shit.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, bro. You been start doing this shit like on the get certs and start doing this shit on the side. And he got some shit on there called what it was called. Cause like you learn Linux through this shit and everything, bro.
hmm
What is it?
Talking about the Google like certifications.
Yeah, like infrastructure and cloud systems. It's called Um, Comp Comp TIA Linux Plus, shit like that.
Damn.
Yeah, that's one of them work from home joints too. Cause he right now he work at a school. He's like counselor at a school, and he also works at a home for like disabled people.
Yeah, I
He
think
said he said fuck that shit, man. I'm trying to chill. Cause he be gaming like a motherfucker too. He's trying to get some shit to game, kick it at the house and shit, spend time with his kid.
yeah, I mean, hey, I'm a single dad too. I wish I would have gotten, like my life was so difficult when my son was a baby, not born by myself, just trying to figure out like, who can take care of him, and childcare is so expensive, and at the same time, like I don't trust these motherfuckers, you know what I mean?
That's a fact,
And
bro.
I didn't
Like,
want
I worked
nobody.
I worked weekends for almost a decade.
Yeah, no, I was looking for, but it's just tough being all by yourself because I was like, okay, I could do second shift, but then who's gonna be with my son at nighttime when he's sleeping? Like I can't just leave him at home by
yeah,
himself. You know what I mean? It's just being by yourself. Everything is just more complicated. So I mean, thank God I was able. I mean, I changed my whole life, bro. I used to fucking like, man, you guys know my story, bro. But you do what you gotta do, man. That's why when I see these fucking specifically bitches out here talking about, yeah, I don't have no time off. I'm always taking care of your kids. Like, shut up, bitch. That's what you're supposed to do. Like your life. Look, I don't want to. What's up, RPG? I don't want to say that your
RP
life
Jizzle.
is over, but your life is fucking over. You know what I mean? Like all your hopes, your dreams take a fucking back seat to your fucking kids. And if you don't think so, then you're a piece of shit. Like that's it. You want to open your fucking legs, you want to stick your dick in there and fucking bust all up in there, then handle with the responsibilities. At 2 seconds of fun, it is what it fucking is. I just get so mad, bro. Cause look, it ain't easy. I know it ain't easy. Shit, I did it by myself for years.
Yeah, bro, I feel that shit, bro. Cause
I didn't have a weekend for like 8 years, dude.
Yeah, we all make sacrifice. Imagine that, 8 years, no fucking weekend.
yeah, voluntarily. Like when I worked at the steel spot, boy, shit. That's when you can guarantee get some overtime going in on the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I just hit that sign up sheet quick.
Oh, it's
Back
tough,
then though,
man.
this was around time me and my wife
No, I mean that was my
first got
shift though, was
together.
weekend,
What up,
so I could be home
Lyoko?
with the kids.
Shout out to Lyoko
I remember
brothers.
when I finally made the switch over to my new job, I was there like maybe a year, and a lot of the money I had saved up, I used it to pay off my debt, right? Because my income to my debt was stupid high, so I took a lot of my savings to pay all of it off. That way, I can survive on my current income. And I remember one Christmas, I think it was 2018 or 17. I didn't have my son, and it wasn't my Christmas; it was her Christmas. And I told my buddy Jason, I'm like, "Hey, bro, let's do something fun tonight. What's open on Christmas fucking Eve?" He's like, "The casino." It's like, "Fuck it, let's go spend a couple $100. Go to the fucking casino. We have a blast, man. It's packed. There's a whole bunch of people with no kids in there. I come home like at 2, 3 in the morning, and it's fucking freezing in my house, bro. Like freezing. Like if somebody turned the fucking AC on. And I look at my thermostat, it's like 45 degrees. And I'm like, Jay,
Fuck.
did you turn the fucking AC or the heater off before we left? He's like, nah, bro, fuck you mean? I picked you up. I was like, bro, I tried to turn that bitch on. My fucking heater broke, bro, in the middle of fucking winter, dead winter, cold as fuck. I had just paid all my debt. I had little to no money fucking left. It was so bad that my fucking plumbing was about to fucking explode. Like the water
Oh shit.
froze over that fucking quick. I immediately turned on all the faucets in the fucking house, try to get that ice out. I have a fireplace. I've never fucking I'm poor. I grew up poor. I never had no fucking money. I didn't even know fireplaces were like, a thing. Uh
Oh
Trying to
shit.
figure out how to fucking turn that bitch on, went to the gas station to buy some wood. Like it was, man, that was one of the worst Christmases of my fucking life.
Hey, the chat
All
for
all
Casino.
all while my kid is about to come in 2 fucking days. You know what I mean? Oh my God, like that was just nightmare. I didn't know what to do. Like who am I gonna ask for help? Like thankfully, thankfully, I had just bought a home warranty on the house, and it covered it. It covered that repair. That was like a $3,000 repair. But
Oh hell yeah, bro.
but that's the
Hell
thing
yeah.
that, what people don't understand is, for the most part, men, we don't have, somebody to just fall back on and rely on, to take care of us like that. If I was a girl, shit, I hit up some fucking dumbass on my phone, like, what up, babe? Can I spend the night with you? I don't have that fucking option. What up, Chaos? How you doing, man?
Your chaos
Sorry,
in the
we're talking personal stuff over
building.
here. We just kicking it for the first, 15, 20 minutes. It takes a little bit of people to come in, but man, we got a pretty solid show tonight, man, and I'm excited. We got Henry up in here. We got Nelson, of course, up in here. Yeah, no, the buying a house. Look, man, what's up, Unholy? How you doing, my guy? Look, buying a house, it can be troublesome, of course, because you're responsible for everything. But at the same time, there are things out there that you can do to help out. Home warranty is an important one that you can get. That would generally cover a lot of the expensive repairs. Heat, furnace, AC, stove, washer, dryer, fridge, things of that nature. Your homeowner's insurance, that's another one too that can really help out if you know exactly what to
Yup.
look for.
Got to have that.
But if you just get a generic something, it's never going to work out. You really have to be specific for it. But if you can get those ducks in a row lined up, it can work out really, really well for you. You know what I mean? Especially in a time where cost is going up, and you know, ain't nobody going to come in my house and say, "Hey, economy's bad, so we got to raise your rent because cost is going up." Nobody's doing that to me. Uncle Sam with taxes, that's a whole other story. But so there's advantages and disadvantages, but I always tell people, if you can swing it, swing it. Those headaches that you go through pay off in the long run. You know what I mean? And the thing about a house is defense is the best offense. You know what I mean? So if you stay on top of shit, you do your inspections, you do your, call the furnace guy to come check up on shit, do the 6 months cleaning and make sure the spark plugs are changed out and whatever cable needs to be cleaned out. You do those little things, the likelihood of something going terribly wrong is, less likely to happen. Just think about this: in all the houses that you lived in your whole life, whether you rented or owned, how many times did, your plumbing get fucked up, or, heat went out or AC went out or, some major shit. In my life, it's only happened a couple times. So I don't know if Henry agrees with me or not,
Oh
but
no, no,
that's
that's
my
real.
view.
Cause like I said, even when you like renting something, like think about how many times you gotta call the maintenance man or whatever.
Yeah.
Something gonna
Apartment
always
living,
just think about it, like something gonna always happen, bro.
yeah, I mean, apartment living is a little different, you know what I mean? Because your neighbor in the third floor could have plumbing issues, and that shit can affect you. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
it's all different. But man, yeah, I'm excited for tonight, man. We are coming off another strong week in gaming. Uh,
Hella strong.
last week, last week we had a really big week in gaming. This week is also another week in gaming. This week coming up is another big week in gaming. I mean, I don't think we have the volume of games coming out this week, but we have some big games coming out this week. Well, the big game, right? Borderlands 4 is coming out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's Friday. I'm excited. Um, tomorrow, uh, I start training my replacement at work, and I'm gonna try to get her up to snuff, just enough, so I can sneak out about an hour or two earlier than I normally can. You know what I mean? Just so I can play that Borderlands. But yeah, it's a good time, man. It's a good time. And look at Will over here. It's been a hell of a week with games, and I've been playing old games.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, my boy. Nothing wrong with that at all.
Well, it won't take you a lifetime. Oops. It won't take you a lifetime to pay off a house. I mean, I bought a house, what, going on 9 years? I'm about to pay it off in 6, 7 years, even though I did a 30-year mortgage. Why? Because I put a little extra on there. You know, $150 here, 200 there, $50 here, whatever I can afford. The months during like November, like January, I don't do shit extra because I gotta buy Christmas gifts and shit like that, right? But the and plus value is different. You know what I mean? There's so many people. If you bought a house before 2020, you're probably sitting on like 50 to 100K in equity right now, which you could never do if you rented. So there's definitely some big positives. And a lifetime, I mean, I wouldn't say a lifetime, 20 years. You know, if you're 25 years old, you may think that 20 years is a lifetime, but it really isn't. You know what I mean? Henry, do you think 20 years is that long?
Nah, man, think about how fast the last 20 went by.
Yeah. I mean, look at us now. We're in our 30s, you know what I mean? And
Yeah, bro. It's about to be it's about to be that 20, bro.
yeah,
Straight up.
it's like how I tell my son or I tell kids in general, it's like the older you get, the faster time moves. You know, when you're
That shit
young,
true.
everything is new, everything is exciting, everything is, you know, so time feels like it's moving super slow. Like when I was 12 and my dad said, "Yeah, I'll take you to the park next week." I'm like, "Next week? You fuck, that's like 7 whole days. That's a long ass time." Now if somebody invites me to go to fucking dinner, I'm like, so what time next month? Tomorrow? Fuck you mean? Like that's less than 24 hours? Oh no, play, we gotta change it up. You know, months go by quick, weeks are even quicker.
Yeah, yeah, we did, bro. Bro, a week go by in a heartbeat.
Yeah, a heartbeat, man.
Cause watch. It's Sunday night now. Before you know it, the Borderlands be out.
Yep. Next thing you know, be next weekend. Ready to fucking roll
Fast,
again.
bro.
Ready
I'll
for the
be
next set of gaming
in
podcast.
fucking Kansas.
Yeah, you're gonna go to that game.
Yeah,
I do want to start real quick going over some of the games coming out because and
let's
also
do
some
it.
of the games that did come out. But before I do that, let me start with a little intro and welcome to the State of Gaming podcast, y'all.
Yeah,
Once
yeah, yeah.
again, we are back again on this beautiful Sunday evening. We have my co-host Nelson Gaming Culture. Nelson, say hi to the people. They came here just for you.
What's up, everyone?
Dude, that was the friendliest Nelson has ever sounded. Did you see? Did you hear that shit?
It's
Do
a
that again.
fact,
Do that
bro.
again, Nelson. Do that again.
I got a cold and I got fucking dry mouth.
Okay, now you sound like your regular self.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, look at that. It's operator voice. We're back. And then our special guest of today, which was I'm so glad he decided to come in, Mr. Henry Heck. How are you,
Yes,
bro?
sir. Pretty good, man. Chilling, playing some Hellas Us, relaxing. But it's time to go to bed.
Facts. I saw Henry playing Hell is Us, and I was like, man, you know, we ain't got a guest today. Let's ask Henry if he wants to hop in just for a little bit. Um, and while he plays his game, and he decided to come in. But
Yeah,
I'm doing
yeah.
well. Henry, besides Hell is Us, man, let the people know what you've been playing because there's a lot of games out there, and a lot of people are
Bruh,
playing a lot of different things. What are you
bruh.
playing?
Well, Saturday morning, I wrapped up Metal Eden, fucking banger. Then, right after that, I jumped into Marvel Tokon,
We're
Fighting Souls, and I've
gonna talk
been
about that too.
and that's pretty much what I've been on. And in between the sessions, I've been on Marvel Rivals. So when the Tokon session end, I jump on Marvel because I was just in the mood for some Marvel shit. So I was bouncing in between those, and then that was just this evening, bro.
What about you, Nelson? What have you been playing this week?
I finished Metal Gear. I played a little Everybody's Golf too, and
Oh
then
yeah, I seen you
Helldivers
made
and
put
Gran
up a
Turismo
video of
GT.
that, a stream. I think a stream of it.
How
Yeah,
long
we got a
did
lot of
Yeah,
work to
was
put
it?
in. We got to
how,
play the single player so we can unlock more courses and characters and all that shit.
how long did Metal Gear take you?
It's like 14 or 15 hours.
Okay, so the Yoko wants to know how was the performance on there?
I didn't have a single issue the entire game. I don't know what to tell you.
Did it run at like 30 or 60 frames?
I don't have a counter, but I didn't notice anything.
You moving pretty slow throughout that game though, so you
Yeah,
probably
it is.
yeah. It's not like you sprinting through that bitch.
So I said the same thing about Metal Gear, that I didn't have any issues, but I'm only like 2 hours in, and people didn't like that response because their favorite YouTuber
I don't
told
know.
them the performance was shit.
I can only give you my experience.
Unholy, 10 hours in, no performance issues either.
16 hours, finished the game, didn't have a single one.
So we got somebody who finished the game at 16 hours, Nelson, Unholy with 10 hours, and then me with 2 hours, and neither of us had any performance issues. But
Yeah.
your favorite YouTuber who has 100,000 subscribers who didn't even fucking play the game because it's got performance issues is telling you that it's got performance issues, so you fucking believe it. Let me say that again. Your favorite YouTuber who hasn't played the fucking game because it's got performance issues is telling you it's got performance issues, so don't fucking play it. Sorry, I'm getting hyped all fucking ready, but that shit pisses me the fuck off. Fucking journalist is telling you the game's got performance issues. YouTubers are telling you it's got performance issues, and that's why they won't play it. So don't play it because it's got performance issues.
Yeah.
And look, I don't want to dismiss people that are having issues because I guarantee you there are some people out there that have performance issues, right? It's the video game world. Somebody is always going to have a problem. But 3 out of 3 people on this podcast right now is telling you we don't have performance issues. Y'all take that information what you want to do. Nelson, talk to us a little bit about Hot Shot Golf because you've been hyped for this game, and actually your hypeness for it is getting me kind of motivated to buy it as well. What would you say to somebody who never played the original like me? What would you say to somebody like me who's never played it and may be interested into playing it?
It's a real good game to play with family and friends and shit like that. It's if you ever played Hot Shot, it's basically all the same stuff, just different courses. They got some new game modes and stuff in there, but it's just a fun game to just play with people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's lighthearted, it's fun, it's easy.
How much was the game?
$40.
40.
Mm, mm.
And you say you beat, is there a campaign?
Yeah, that's actually we could only play one course and we only have 2 characters right now because you got to put time into the campaign to unlock people
Mm.
and courses and putters and all this stuff.
Oh, that's what's up. Well, it's gonna be probably like
We
what
only got one course and basically the starting stuff right now because we haven't we haven't unlocked nothing yet.
I'm gonna be picking it up. I don't know when yet. I'm really stopping my after the last 2 weeks of buying games. I'm like I'm done. Till
yeah, bro. It's been like, and it's still a lot. That's a lot coming.
there's a lot coming.
Yeah, I know. Hot Shots Golf. I got Metal Gear last week. I got Lost Soul Side last week, and I got fucking what was it called? Gears this
Mm.
week too. So
I ain't even installed that bitch yet, bro.
Well, we're gonna talk a little bit about Gears in a little bit. Sorry, I'm eating something here. Because Gears, we got some information about it that I'm be interested to hear you guys' opinion on it. But besides Metal Gear, did you beat anything else, Nelson?
I beat Mafia the other week, but no.
Nice. Henry, what games upcoming the next couple weeks are you looking forward to getting?
BL4, Silent Hill F, and that BF6.
That's at the end of the month.
Yeah. Tactics is dropping at the end of the month too. I'm interested in that, but I'll probably wait like a week or so after, depending on. I just pick that up after whenever I beat Silent Hill F.
Yeah, I'm not a tactics or a turn-based guy, but I don't know. Tactics is giving me similar vibes that I got with Expedition 33. And what I mean by that is like the feeling to want to play a genre that I don't play. I don't know
Mm.
what it is quite yet. I can't pinpoint it, but it's interesting to me. Um, me, this week has been an interesting week for me in gaming as well because just today I beat Call of Duty Cold War. It's not the first time I've beaten that game. It's the second time I have beaten the game. I also beat Metal Eden uh
Fire.
Thursday night, and then I beat Call of Duty Ghost the Monday after the podcast. So I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty campaigns. I want to make a Call of Duty video for the channel where I rank the campaigns. I actually think it was Henry who gave me the idea. And I just played Vanguard. I think it was last month or the previous month. And I was like, you know what? Oh, World War II, I played, I think it was like 6 months ago or last year. And I was like, you know what? I only need to play about 3 or 4 more games before I play every Call of Duty that's come out in the last 10 years. I was supposed to start Hell Is Us after I beat Metal Eden, but once again, that shooter itch got me, and I've been playing that. Um,
Yeah, that Metal Eden is a damn good shooter, bro.
oh my
Damn good.
God, so good. Well, Nelson asked me a question. He said, how is it compared? Like, is it better than Doom? I said they're two completely different games. I think you tell him what you think, Henry.
I think you could probably put them, in this. I think you could put them in the same genre. I think you could, but it's. But I also let me also say this. I've not completed or played Doom a ton. You know what I mean? It's some similarities there, but if you like Doom, I say check it out, bro. It's just different kind of not is it theme? Yeah, different theme. You know what I mean? It's like sci-fi, um, a cyberpunkish type of joint. I've seen a lot of people describing it as like a mecha. It's not a mecha. Um, but I
And
think if you like Doom, you'll definitely fuck with it.
yeah, Doom also has it's not open world, it's a linear game, of course. But Doom has kind of an open world feel because the maps can be kind of wide. Metal Eden is pretty damn
Yes,
linear.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
mean,
yeah,
there
yeah, yeah.
there is some exploration, but it's really like hallways and stuff like that, and it usually wraps back around to where you're supposed to go to. So I think the Doom, I like the lore, right? Because there's way more lore. The demon killer and the portals and why the demons are coming and all that. There's a lot more there because it's a long franchise, and also the what do you call that? Like the environment. I like Doom's environment because you can be like in a desert, you can be in chamber, you could be in
Yeah,
hell.
yeah, that's a good
You
thing.
know, you
That's a good how you say it? Good thing to bring up because in Metal Eden you kind of the environment you in is the environment you in. It ain't really any kind of change in that whatsoever,
yes, it's like
except
you're playing
for
through a big factory almost.
the times when you like on the surface and it's like volcanic. But
Oh
other
yeah,
than that,
when you can
that's
turn
it.
into like mini Metroid. That
Yeah,
shit
that
was
part
dope.
cool. That
Yeah.
part cool.
It switched up the game. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it gave you a little bit difference there. It's not just same. So it did throw a little curveball in there. I honestly wish. Well, I don't know, but there were times where I went to go switch into that little Metroid ball when I was indoors and I couldn't. Where I would have
Yeah.
liked to have used it, but there are other parts indoors that you can switch into that Metroid ball. So I'm like, I don't know what the differentiation is there. But
It's a
yeah,
dope ass game though,
it's a
especially
dope game.
$30.
How long did it take you to beat it?
8 hours.
Yeah, that's what it took me. I think it took me 7 or 8, something like that.
Yeah, 8 hours. It was one part I kept. It wasn't even a boss fight. It was one like room because you know how it, like close off into like little arenas.
Yeah,
It was one part I was getting fucking cooked. I had died like 8 times. I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. Some of those arenas, man, they're very well designed. Like there was never an arena. You know how sometimes there's an arena, but you feel like the arena is getting in the way. Like you're either dying because you
Yeah,
fall off the edge or you fall in the hole that's in the. Like I never felt that way. Like I thought I would in some of the arenas we went into, but I never got that feeling. Like whenever I did die, which only happened like two or three times, it was because I fucked up. Like I can tell immediately, like I went too far this way, whatever. But as soon as you hit that L1 to grapple yourself or, or hover, like it's really easy to get out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, see, I did another thing. I never unlocked the hover ability. And then when I unlocked you got the slow mo ability, I unlocked that real late.
Okay.
I was pretty much just relying on the core ripping and then throwing it back like a bazooka.
Mm.
That shit was carrying me, bro.
Yeah, the bazooka. I like that the gun where it shoots like a I don't know, a fucking like electric fucking current or like a
Yeah, like the real
zapper.
the rail gun type of joint. I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
that
I was
one.
I was mainly using the energy assault rifle.
Me
Then I
too.
switched to the SMG because the if you hit R1, it'll quick switch to whatever gun you use last. So
Yeah.
I always made sure to put that back. So I was swapping in between those two, and I used the energy rifle, knock all that shield down, and switch to the SMG and go ahead and take them out.
Yeah, I
And
mean
then
because the game forces you in a way to switch between your guns because you kind of have to because one type of gun is good for knocking shields down, and in
hmm
order to cause damage, you have to knock their armor down. So then you're switching between guns all the time because one is more powerful for armor than the other one is for like to kill them. But then you're also
yeah,
running out of bullets, so you can't stay with one gun too long. So I like that idea because it feels organic way of switching between weapons and not like forced. You know what I mean? Like the overheating stuff in that game, or let me take this back. There's some games that make you they force you by doing the overheating. In this
yeah,
game, the overheating has a benefit to it because obviously if you don't overheat, you have infinite bullets, but you can't keep shooting because it overheats. But when it does overheat, you ain't gotta wait nothing but 3 seconds, I think it is 3 to 5 seconds, and you can upgrade that wait time so you wait even less. It never
yeah.
felt like a
It ain't
crutch.
really yeah. It's not really hurt. I mean, it is because it's a couple seconds, but like you can move around so quick, it ain't really gonna hurt you. And then also you can just switch to another gun. You know what I
Switch
mean?
to another
Because
gun. Hmm.
especially toward the end, you have so many fucking guns, and then each gun have a like an alternate fire mode you can unlock. So it's so much variety in that fucking game, bro. That game either need like a
New Game
kind of
Plus.
like yeah, new game, and also like where to drop you in the arena and just keep spawning enemies, kind of like a boss rush. But I forget what you call mode like that, a rush mode
Like
or
a
whatever
horde
you call
mode.
it. Yes, yeah, something like that, bro. Cause that joint, and see how long you can survive in that bitch.
Let me catch up
That
with the
shit'll
chat
be
real
tight.
quick. We have Lyoko, I'm going back to supporting physical media when it comes to my console. Hey, I support that 1,000%, bro. He also says, I realize that while physical media is still a thing, you might as well continue to support it because if companies have their way, they want to completely get rid of it to fully control you. That's a fact. Did Nelson use his VTuber voice? Yes, he did. I'm still playing Metal Gear Solid. How bad? I already answered that. I'm halfway done playing in performance mode, by the way. Apparently, if you play the game on high-end PC builds, it'll be just fine, but it's capped at 60 frames even on PC. He's talking about Metal Gear. Like, look, I just like Metal Gear. I don't think Metal Gear is a game where you do need anything over 60, really. Like, it's not high octane, combat. It's a stealth game. You know what I mean? So I think 60 is just fine. But PC dudes, they want to talk about performance all the fucking time when we know that the majority of PC dudes don't even have the equipment to even run the shit at fucking high specs
Yeah,
They're
any
running at
fucking way.
1080 60.
Yes, they're running at 1080 60. Like, bro, my guy, go get a fucking Switch. Like, that's the specs you guys. This is a Switch specs. Um,
yeah, they business got put all out, bro.
Chaos for Hire says I argue with somebody in this conversation. There is no performance issues. Yeah, me too. I even joked about them in the DMs with my friends. Lyoko said, well, that's to be expected. The content creators are either lying or exaggerating on purpose. There's a third option. They're just bought and sold,
They
bro.
they get they get it early too, so that they could have played a pre-patch build and shit like that from two
Yeah.
months ago. And
And, some of the good, like, for example, Skill Up, I don't really agree with none of his opinions. But what I like about Skill Up is he tells you straight up, like, this is a pre patch build. I don't know if this will get fixed or not, but I just want to make you aware that this was in the in the pre-patch build or the pre-day one build, and he's always consistent with giving you that information. But look, a lot of these fucking guys, man, they're not worried about the content. They're worried about the attention that the video can get, whether negative or positive. We used to call these dudes the yellow chair mafia, because back in Cyber 2077 era, all of a sudden you see all these fucking guys rocking yellow chairs, cyberpunk chairs. Why? Because they got that shit for free from CD Projekt Red. And during that era, a lot of these fucking assholes were out here talking about how it's the next best thing to sliced bread. But we get the fucking games in our hands and that shit don't even fucking work. And then all the excuses come, right? Oh, we could only talk about certain things. Oh yeah, then how come there's a couple YouTubers out there, reviewers that were able to say how it is? What? They weren't told to say anything else except for y'all. Shut the fuck up. And there's more examples. It's not just Cyberpunk. Mind's Eye. You guys remember Mind's Eye? I streamed that fucking game day one for like 4 hours, answering questions. Was the game broken? Yeah. Was it a buggy mess? Yeah. But it wasn't nowhere near as bad as people made it out to seem. I mean, people were saying this thing was worse than fucking Cyberpunk. No, the fuck it wasn't. What's another one? Skull and Bones. That's another one. People were talking so much shit about Skull and Bones. Now, true, I did play Skull and Bones like 6 months ago. So I don't know what kind of patchwork has been done since release. But when I played it, and shout out to Ball Dante, who I played with him as well, we had a great time. And we couldn't figure out what people were bitching about. And he said that it's because people wanted Black Flag, and this isn't Black Flag. So they were mad about that. So I don't know. But time and time and time again, we hear the hyper sensation of how broken a fucking game is. And when I get the fucking game in my hands, it's nowhere near what these people were saying. Like, it's not just enough for them to say, yeah, there's some issues, or this is right, this is no. They have to fucking hypersensualize everything because it's what brings in the views. Um, Finishing up here with the chat, RPG says maybe those journalists have different types of performance issues. Yeah, specifically just for them. And we know that these journalists aren't even playing a game to completion. I mean, so many times we've seen them say, I play the first 5 hours and that's it. I play
Yeah,
the
bro.
first 10 hours and that's it. So they're not even fucking playing them, the game. Lyoko said that's a problem with social media influencer. They are sensationalists. Yep, absolutely. I
I
heard
used to
Chronos.
listen to a lot of shows like the big one, Giant Bomb, all that reviews and all that shit like that years ago. And I remember when Days Gone came out, and I listened to like 7 reviews, and only one of the 7 reviews made it past 10 hours. I'm like, 10 hours? You're not even in the second half of the world yet. How can you? Like, I put like 83 hours into that game. You don't even hit the second half of the map till like 30 hours in.
Yeah. What up, World?
The only one, the only one that put in over 10 hours was Game Informer. They put in 20. Everyone else was like 6 to 8 hours. I was like, you
Henry
didn't see shit.
War One says hi. Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
that's the fucking issue with these people, man. Fuck them. Um, Chaos says I played everyone's golf. Is it similar to that? Is it, Nelson? Everyone's golf.
It's basically it's the same game. It's Sony gave out the license for the game, so yeah, it's everybody's golf or Hot Shots. It used to be Hot Shots. Now it's everybody's golf. But yeah,
Holy says I heard Chronos: A New Dawn is good. I have the physical copy pre-ordered. So do I. They pushed it to the 19th. The digital came out to the 5th. Anybody here play Chronos? Henry, did you?
No.
Not
We
yet.
gonna boot that shit up after I finish Hell Just though.
Okay. Yeah, the 19th is when I get my copy as well. I'm really bummed out because that was a game I was gonna buy instead of Hell is Us. But whatever, it is what it is. We'll have to wait. Another great turn-based RPG. Another great turn-based RPG. People should try. Oh my god, you should go check out my Metaphor Fantasio live, Lyoko. I
Bruh,
fucking was
that joint
tripping.
classic, boy.
Henry was laughing at me the whole time. Yeah, when I saw gameplay from Metal Gear, it
Oh
looked like a
man.
combination of Cyberpunk, the sci-fi. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Seems like every new More one on this. Is this a state of gaming podcast or did I park in the wrong area? This is a state of gaming. You already know, Wara. Well, exactly. They hating on it because they knew it would get clicks. Yeah, man. And look, I don't even. Oh shit! On Holy Says, I'm over 44,660 hours into Fallout New Vegas. I've been playing since launch on PS3, and since day one, people always talk about the game being broken, but I never have had any major issues in 15 years. Yeah, like I said earlier, man, it's not. I don't think that these games don't have issues. But when the majority of the people that I speak to say they don't have issues, we have to come to the conclusion that majority of people aren't having issues. And Metal Gear is an example of that. I mean, I know 5 people that I've spoken to that have played the game, and they all 5 have told me the same thing. It's running fine. If there are frame drops, I'm not seeing them, so they're not that severe. I haven't seen any bugs. It's working just fine. The things that I am seeing about the game online about with from people that I don't talk to, I don't know, is that it's buggy, performance sucks, is running at 30, frame drops are huge. That's what I'm hearing. But yet the people that played it and Nelson beat it are here saying the otherwise. So what I tell you guys to do is talk to the people who do play this shit. Cause if you ask your fucking the YouTuber that you follow, hey, have you beat it? I can say almost with 99% certainty that they haven't. I don't even like recommending games unless I finish them myself. So, but let's get into the list of games coming out and that have come out in the month of September. Kind of remind you guys about that. But the second we have Metal Eden, which me and Henry already beat. Then we
Hey,
had Horigami, which I was planning on buying it, but there's just too many games, so I haven't bought it yet. Hell is Us is out. Henry started playing it today. I was supposed to start playing it after Metal Eden, but I got into Call of Duty, all thanks to Metal Eden because of the shooting. I wanted more shooter. Uh, then we had Indiana Jones, The Order of Giants DLC. Has anybody played that? No? I haven't played. I
no,
played a little bit of Indiana Jones, not much. Nelson, have you played any of it at all?
Nope.
What about you, Henry? Anything?
no.
Yeah, so nothing there. Hollow Knight, Silk Song, which is gonna be the biggest topic of discussion of the evening, gentlemen. I got some stuff to say about that. I think Henry does too, and I really want to get Nelson's opinion. But that came out a couple days ago. Chronos, the New Dawn digital came out. Physical will come out the 19th. Demon X Machina, that came out already. I didn't even
Mm.
realize it did. I thought that thing was still about to be out. What up, Cyber? How you doing, bro?
Did you play the demo for it?
I did. I didn't like it.
Yeah,
It
that
felt
it
cheap.
made me wait for a sale on that joint.
It felt cheap. It felt like I don't know. It didn't have the polish I was looking for, especially because they're charging $70, $80 for
Top
it.
dollar, yeah, that's the thing, bro. They charging top dollars. Like, nah, this ain't top dollar worthy in my
No,
opinion.
no, no, no. I think they maybe I seen it get promoted a lot with Nintendo. Like I don't really see Xbox, PlayStation, you know, promoting that game as much. I think Nintendo, every like commercial that I've seen about the game is always with the Nintendo logo. So I don't know if they
Yeah,
think because
That's a Nintendo
Nintendo.
game for sure.
Yeah, yeah, I think that maybe because Nintendo's doing it, they feel like they can do it too. I don't know, but hey, the best selling third party game on Nintendo right now is Cyberpunk. So, then we are now 2K26 came out. Everybody Golf's Hot Shots came out. So that was this last week. This upcoming week is kind of a light week. The big hitters for the week is gonna be Dragon Ball, Gekishin Squadra, Garfield Kart 2, Borderlands 4, NHL 26, and Lego Voyagers, and Skate Early Access. So those are the big ones this week. I
That
already
shit's
got,
still in early access.
yeah, that's just still in early access. Um, Me and Henry already got Borderlands 4 pre-ordered. I pre-ordered it because I had my Kirby Switch 2 version of the game physical that I returned, and I got $84 back. Fucking insane.
Ooh.
And I paid off Borderlands with that, and then I put the rest of the money down on Chronos, which was like $15. Think about that, Henry. I paid off Borderlands and then put $15 toward Chronos off one
Over
Switch
that,
game.
yeah, buddy. Yeah,
Oh, and to give you an update, I did buy the $20 upgrade, the digital upgrade for Kirby, right? So I have my Kirby for the
yeah.
Switch One. My guy, it don't fucking look any different. It
Hey
don't look
man,
any different, Henry.
hey
Henry,
man.
it looks exactly the fucking same, bro. Oh my god! When I saw that, you know what? And look, let me not jump to conclusions because I did do it like at 1:30 in the morning, so I was tired. My eyes are fucking foggy and shit. Maybe I missed something, but fuck did that look the same? Holy shit! But let's get into our first topic of the evening, man. And once again, thank you guys so much for being here. I really, really do appreciate you guys, all your support. It's incredible.
Hell yeah, big dog.
The very first thing I actually want to talk about, take advantage while Henry is here, is Henry. There has
Yep.
been, we talked about last week and how a lot of games, Metal Gear, Lost Soul aside, I'm missing one, the one we're actually going to talk about, Gears. Gears Reloaded. Well, come to find out, Gears Reloaded may not have done as well as we thought it did.
Oh shit.
Yeah, they're saying it's actually kind of struggling. So right here, I
Shit.
have a Game Rant article, and the title is Gears of War Reloaded reportedly struggling for success on PS5. On PS5.
Mm.
So according to a recent report from Alinea Analytics, Rice Elliott, Gears of War Reloaded PlayStation 5 debut may not be a huge hit for Coalition. Sales numbers for the games are apparently at 259,000 on PlayStation as a September 2 report. So I'm gonna leave it
Oh
at that.
shit.
I just want to read that number out to you guys. 259,000. I'll give you some cliff notes about what the article says. They're saying that one, there's so many veterans of Gears that have been playing the game for 20 years that anybody that's new comes in gets fucked up. They're also saying that the multiplayer is outdated and people just aren't jiving with it. Uh, they're saying also that Xbox should have started with Gears E Day and then work its way back with the ports. So those are kind of the reasons why they're saying that the game is not doing good. Now, this is a $40 game, so I don't think Xbox was really looking to make a bang, like a big killing with this one. I think it was one of those
Yeah.
where it's like the port will be cheap. Let's just put it out. Let's see how much money we can make. But Henry, you heard me say those 3 points. What do you think about those 3 points? Do you agree with them, disagree? And why do you think? Well, first question, do you think 259,000 copies is a fail?
Uh. Uh. I kind of do, to be honest with you, man. Just off the strength of Gears being such a huge franchise, and also $40. That's like that's damn for a new game, a remake. That's damn near insta buy right there, especially for such a game that's such a well known game as Gears. I thought that joint was gonna hit a milli, bro. I'm gonna keep it honest with you. I thought it was for sure gonna do a million. That's what
First
I was
week?
thinking. The whole yeah, bro.
Damn, you had high
That's what I
hopes
was
for
thinking it
that.
was gonna do.
And
Yeah,
shout
I
out to
did.
World One with a
It,
$2 or $2, $2 Australian super chat. He says Gears R was a dumb first game to port, in my opinion. So Henry thinks a
man,
million.
I
Sorry to
thought it was
cut
a
you off.
million, bro. And like as far as the multiplayer, I have been seeing a lot about the multiplayer being dated. Because if you're a guy or individual who, because I was watching some Nick Merck streams on it, and he
Hmm.
was like a pro at that joint. If you got that cover movement joint down and you switch side, they not gonna be able to keep up. They not gonna be able to keep up. If you got that shotgun, you two shotting, and it's a wrap. And I could imagine if you're a new person and you playing that all day and that's happening to you, that's gonna be your last day playing that. So,
Especially when
um,
most of the new games that are popular are fast, fast moving shooters.
yeah, and it's just not that. I don't want to say it's not that much to it. It's just not because really you only gonna use the one gun. I think it's called the Nasher. The
Nasher,
shot, whatever
yeah.
the shotgun called. You that's really what you using. So
Oh, and by the way, Henry, you're right. There ain't that much to it, honestly.
yeah, bro, it's like it's a cover shooter as far as multiplayer concerned. And there's some guys in the group I'm in on PlayStation. They veteran guys and they loving it. So I guess if you're a veteran and you just wanted a more updated version, or you're a veteran from like the 360 days and you trying to get back into it and you want a more current version, I get so that might be why it only sold like the 200 something thousand, because it's only a specific group of people who buying it rather than people who don't know what Gears is. They not pressed. They not worried about it. So I guess that in that way it would make sense. I really did think that fish was gonna do a million though.
Nelson, what about you? Why do you think that? Well, first question, do you think 200 and let's just round up to 260, 260K, is it a fail or is it a success or is it what do you think about that? And why do you think it did that much?
Hell yeah, that's a fail. That's like what do they got? Halo Gears of War. That's all. That's it. And but I think a lot of it has to do with most people had a 360 or played it on 360. Half the people on PlayStation came from 360. Like I bought it, but I already had two goddamn copies of it as it is. So you know what I mean.
Yeah, but I'm the same way. I
And if
mean,
you
I
had an Xbox One at all, it's the same version that came out 10 years ago. So if you bought that one,
yeah, and that's a copy that I own. I mean, I own Gears Ultimate for the Xbox. It's one of the
yeah,
first games that I bought for my Series X. Um, so yeah, I understand that completely. Do I think it's a hit or miss? Yeah, I think it's a little bit of a miss. I mean, now look, I think that they should have promoted the game more. I think they should have Xbox should really lean into that whole this is one of our legacy titles. First time ever on PlayStation. Like I don't think they did enough of that. I think you should sell the fact that you're going, everywhere, right? And I think if they did a little bit more marketing with that game, they could have pushed those sales a little bit more. I didn't think it will do a million like in the first week. I still think it will do a million. I think the word needs to be out there a little bit more. I think with time, when people are, holidays are coming up and people are at the store and they're looking, they see, oh, Gears of War, $40 on PlayStation. Yeah, I'll buy this. I'll buy this for my nephew and my other nephew. Like it's so cheap. Like I actually thought about buying a couple copies just to give away myself because it's only $40. It's a good
Hmm.
campaign. It's a good shooting mechanic. So I even thought about doing that, and I still will. Maybe for one of my giveaways that I do for the members, I'll do a Gears Reloaded giveaway, physical copy.
That would be a good game to give away though.
Yeah, because it's a good game, it's cheap. I can give it out. But I think that numbers will go up. But I think Henry's absolutely right too. I'm not a multiplayer person. I mean, I hopped in there just to see what it's like. I'm eventually gonna have to go in there if I want to get the platinum. But it's not. It's just. It feels old. You know what I mean? There's so many. Multiplayer has definitely taken off since Gears came out back 20 years ago. And I think that the majority of the people that are playing it are those hardcore, Gears fan or the hardcore gamer that
yeah.
have been
Gears
gaming.
4 and 5, they didn't sell what like the first three did either. I mean, it really
Yeah,
Gears
no, they
fell
didn't.
hard.
Well, they did that to
Like after
themselves.
like 30 days, they had to cross play with the PC because they couldn't fill lobbies. Like you can
Hmm.
still fill lobbies with goddamn uh fucking The Last of Us fucking multiplayer
Yeah,
fucking
that's still
now.
popping. I see that on TikTok here and there. People still playing that and the Uncharted. Uh,
It don't take long to get into those games either.
nah, yeah, people still playing
I
them
was
bitches.
I was shocked.
Yeah, me too. I ain't gonna lie. I was a little surprised when I saw that. But once again, this is not a for certain thing, but more than likely, 260K is probably right around what they did. But speaking of Xbox, I have another article here from Game Rant. Now, this one I am going to read a little bit more, and the title is a lot of you guys know all about this. I know Nelson does, probably Henry. Title is Former Bethesda Boss Throws Shade at Subscription Services like Xbox Game Pass. It says here, former Bethesda publishing boss Pete Hines threw shade at subscription services like Xbox Game Pass, saying that their business model is creating harmful pressures on both game developers and publishers. Nelson, who's Pete Hines?
The guy that used to work for what do you call it? The guy that quit uh fucking Bethesda after they got bought. He was
Yep,
the guy that says what they asked him, when did you guys decide you weren't going to bring Starfield to PlayStation? And he said when Microsoft bought us.
yep. And right here says Hines originally joined Bethesda as the head of publishing in 1999. Before the company started making the 3D sandbox RPGs it nowadays best known for, over the years he also served as the group's senior vice president of global marketing and communications. Alongside Todd Howard, the industry veteran was the face of the company for better part of the first quarter of the 21st century. Hines announced he was leaving Bethesda and retiring in November 2023, 2.5 years after the Microsoft acquired Bethesda parent company ZeniMax. The acquisition gave Hines a front row seat to the company's transition into Microsoft ownership. So the cool thing about Pete Hines is that he was there for all basically the from 1999 up until 2023. So he was there with Bethesda from when they were a super small developer slash publisher all the way till they got sold to Microsoft. And he was long enough at Microsoft to see how they work Game Pass. So this is a very valuable guy for information. It also says here the industry veteran has now spoken out against some short sighted decisions making that he witnessed at the time in a recent interview with DBL Tap, where he voiced concerns about subscription services and their ongoing impact on the industry. If you don't, quote, if you don't figure out how to balance the needs of the service and the people running the service with the people who are providing the content, without which your subscription is worth jack shit, then you have a real problem. Let's read that one more time. If you don't figure out how to balance the needs of the service and the people running the service with the people who are providing the content, without which your subscription is worth jack shit, then you have a real problem. Hines said the former Bethesda executive continued by posting or positioning that a platform like Xbox Game Pass needs to properly compensate developers, recognizing what it takes to create the content that depends on and acknowledging who's doing the creating. Without striking a proper balance between their own financial goals and fairly compensating creators, subscription services hold little value. Hines said. The retired exec added that many creators feel squeezed by the current business model because this balance has not been found yet, resulting in them being part of the ecosystem that isn't properly valuing and rewarding what they're making. So I'll leave it there. But what Pete is basically saying is these these subscription services really need to find a way on how to basically pay these developers well, because without them and without the other, you cannot have a subscription service. But my question to you gentlemen is, this is the conversation we've been having for years now, right? If you're a developer making a game, you have a for sure check if they approach you. Or you can turn that check down and you can try it out on your own, right? And see how you fare. Henry, if you're a developer right now and you stuck in a few $1 million into your game, let's say $2 million, and you're almost done, and Microsoft approaches you and says, we're going to cut you a check for $2 million if you put your game on Game Pass. We'll cover your expense. Would you take it or no?
Nah, nah, nah. If I'm just gonna break even, then nah. I mean, sure, I'll be taking a risk, but you doing that anyway with anything you do. So I'd rather risk it, sell my joint for $20, and see what I can get off of it. Cause just taking that cut and dry, and well, you know what? Is my game gonna only be available through Game Pass, or can I still sell it on like Nintendo and PlayStation and stuff?
Well, that's a great question. I don't know. This is hypothetical, right? But if that's a good point that you bring up, because if you're the developer, that's something you will bring up, right? Be like, all right,
Yeah,
I will take your 2 million because that covers all my expenses, but it's not an exclusive thing. I need to be also able to sell it on PlayStation and Nintendo and
Yeah.
PC, right? Or if Microsoft approaches you and said, "Hey, we're going to give you 5 million, but this game is not only on our service, it's also an exclusive." Would you take the deal then?
Uh, so I'm making 3 mil off top.
3 million. You're making 50% of what you put in, right?
Uh, and that game is exclusive on Game Pass.
Exclusive on Game Pass only.
And it's my first game as a studio.
Maybe, maybe not. Does it matter?
If yeah, it does. If it's my first game, then yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, but if I already got some clout in my name, got some pull, or people are somewhat familiar, then nah, I'm not taking it. Nah, I'm
But
not taking it.
and this is going to lead us into our next segment, which is probably the meat and bones of this podcast. It's going to lead me into the Silk Song argument or discussion because if you get an offer like that, hypothetical, right? We don't know what these numbers are exactly, but you're in a position of, okay, I can break even and I can sell my game elsewhere, and whatever I make there is pure profit, right? Because you got all your costs taken care of.
Yeah,
But
that's a
now
sweet
let's
ass
say
deal.
that is a sweet deal. But now let's say they give you only 5 million, but it's exclusive to Xbox, so that means that you make 2 million or 3 million. Well, that still might be a good deal because what are you gonna do? Put your game out against Silksong? You're gonna put it out against freaking Borderlands 4? You're gonna put it out, you know?
Mm,
So it's like
yeah,
it's very tough for it's just tough selling games in a video game industry in general. But we are coming from a place of where we play on PlayStation most of the time, and we hear a lot about these big numbers and these big games selling crazy. So a lot of people kind of think that, if your game is good, it'll sell well. But that's not necessarily true because the game needs exposure, right? And something that
yeah.
a subscription service can give you is that exposure. But then comes into play of, okay, the theory, right? The theory that bots love using. Well, if I play the game on Game Pass and I like it, I'll just buy it. Well, we know that's not true, right? They have
True
what?
that.
Exactly. What do they have, Nelson? How many subscribers? 30 million or so around there, people are
Yeah.
saying. How many Xbox games have sold, let's say, even 10 million? 5
Xbox
million.
games?
Yes. Games that aren't
There
Xbox.
ain't been a game that sold 5 million since like fucking Halo 5. Maybe
Exactly.
no. The 360, man. You gotta go back to 360.
So it's tough. It's tough. Nelson, what do you think about what Pete said?
That's obvious. Like I don't buy like I had Game Pass for a while, for like 2 years, and you know what? I didn't buy any damn games on that bitch. And
So
what
that
I'd always do is like, okay, what was that? Soul Calibur 6 or whatever. Oh, this is leaving Game Pass soon. You get 20% off, but it was only the Ultimate Collection, so it was $80 instead of 100. And I was like, I'll get it later. And then a week later, after it left Game Pass, I got it on PlayStation, the Ultimate Edition for $15.
so
Fuck
why do
that 20% discount. Save myself $65.
so why do people still make these deals? I mean, PlayStation just did it this month with
Sea of Stars,
Sea of
Sword of the
Stars
Sea,
or Sword of the Sea.
Sword of,
Why would people still take these deals if it seems like they're taking these deals but they're regretting them. Like
It depends. If your game don't take off and someone gives you $2 million and your game costs $3 million off of one platform, you got back 2/3 of your budget and you didn't expect much to happen, you're gonna be cool with that because you're probably gonna make up the rest. But if your game takes off like fucking what the hell was that one that game Pal World or whatever? Well,
hmm
that's the thing is I'm not gonna lie. I would if I got a decent deal, I'd put almost anything on Game Pass for Xbox because fucking Call of Duty don't even sell on Xbox. That's why we found out in court that they were gonna raise the rates on that bitch because they were like, You're not even coming up in our financials."
Ooh, Warwana got some info here. Warwana says, Will, apparently PS Plus deals are paid on how many users play the game versus Game Pass is a set price. Josh Ayers said this.
mm,
Oh, interesting. I wonder where Josh got that info.
That's not true.
That's
That's
not
not true.
true. Why do you say that?
No, because I've read like they get a lump sum for what goes in there, but like the PS3 games, if you stream and stuff like that, they
Mhm.
get paid per like how
For
many
stream.
hours are on it. The streaming
Mhm.
ones, yeah, the streaming ones. But like, what's that dinosaur game, Ark or whatever? Like they gave them 14 million bucks like for that game that was like 3 years later,
You don't
And
old or
think it's
whatever.
game specific?
it
No.
could be. But you know what? If I was PlayStation or Xbox, I wouldn't want to make that fucking deal anyways. Because like how well the reason I wouldn't want to make that deal is because if I want to put my game on a subscription,
I'm paying you to for something I should be making money off of.
it's like, well, it's a risk, right? You're gambling at that point because you're like, well, if you get X amount of players, you get a bigger cut. Like I just like when you're negotiating pricing, you're trying to get it for the cheapest price possible, right? Like I don't. I mean, what's the incentive here? That if you sell more, I give you more money, therefore you give me more games. Like I don't know how that deal will work out, but that is a interesting theory. Um, Henry, what do you think about that?
That like I said, I could. It would have to me if that were the case. Like I said, that's why I asked if it was like game specific
Yeah,
because I could see them offering specific kind of deals for specific games or specific developers. Like I believe that even with Game Pass, I believe Sega get a hellified deal to put games on there. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
I believe they take it because they know, all right, we can
What the
go
hell are you
over
gonna sell
here.
on that platform anyways?
Yeah, and also they got the notoriety and the games to demand a better deal than anybody else, you know. And they know they're gonna sell on PlayStation still. They know they're gonna sell on Nintendo still. So they getting the best of both worlds. And I don't think anybody else could probably even get close to what Microsoft is giving, you know, Sega as far as a Game Pass deal, you know. But I don't know. I do believe there is some kind of variation between like some people might get paid based on the user. Some people might just get a lump sum up front. You know what I mean? I don't think it's a uniform thing, you know, because if you got value, you able to dictate terms a bit.
do you guys remember the dude from Soul? What's the name? Soulstorm, where he was one of the first games to be on PS Plus, and he got mad because there were, I don't know, just for argument's sake, 5 million users, and he's like,
Five
oh,
million downloads. Yeah,
or
he's like
downloads.
they only gave me the money for 500,000 copies. It's like okay, 5 million people downloaded your game, but you know how many people would actually purchase that game? I downloaded it. I played 4 minutes of it. Like
Yeah. So it's like, you're gonna always
you would
have
not
that.
have you would not have hit 100,000 sales. So you took the right option.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things where you're never gonna make them happy, unless you're like a studio who
Well, they
isn't.
see all these people jumped on your game. It's like that don't mean I fucking would have bought that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that's
there's
true.
well, there's always gonna be people who put little money financially into their game, and they came up with a great idea, and they're like, you know what? As long as we cover our cost and make a little bit of money, so we can work on our next game, we're okay with that. Anything extra is bonus. But yeah, I mean, the games as a service has always been a question of how are they making money. Is it worth it for them? Is it worth it for whatever? And this is just another example. And Pete's argument is if you're going to put the game on service, we got to take care of the developers. But at the same time, Pete, this is a business. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Yeah, I know, but they're used to their bonuses for sales and shit like that, and that cuts into their
oh yeah, because he's coming from the first party. That's what he's coming from.
yeah.
Because if you're like Doom, for example, you spend all this fucking money to make it, and they put it on Game Pass. Now they're not getting no sales metrics. They're not making any bonus money. And on top of that, now you're getting your studio's getting shut down and delayed, and it's creating a lot of problems internally. So why me as a developer want to put in that extra mile when I'm not going to get anything out of it, right? Unless they hit some stupid
Hmm.
fucking metric. Which look, at my job, I get salary and I also get bonus. You know what never changes? my fucking salary. Well, I shouldn't say never because I get, 2-3% raise every year. But you know what always is changing? My bonus
Your bonus.
structure. And is it for my benefit? Fuck no. I'm always making less every time. But they always paint it as this is a better opportunity for you. You know what I mean? They're always trying to paint a pretty picture around it. So maybe that's what they're doing over at Xbox as well, I would assume, is they're fucking changing their bonus structures to reflect this games as a service thing, but they're not happy with it. And now Pete Hines is coming out with it. But
Mm-hmm.
anything else you guys want to say about that real quick?
Nothing other than people,
Nah,
man. They hate
those
they
bonuses
they
are
hate
huge
Pete right
though.
now,
Like
boy.
I remember Jaffy said because he came out with God of War or whatever, and then what was it? Twisted Metal Black hit what do you call it? Where classics or whatever. So it went at a cheaper price, and he made 800 grand that year. That was 20 something years ago
Who?
because of all his David Jaffe, because of all his
Mm,
royalties.
mm-hmm. Interesting. Yeah, I bet you these guys ain't seeing that payday anymore.
Hell no, especially
Hell
not
no.
him.
Well,
Nah, but
then
like
we,
if you make 60K, a lot of these guys, like if you get a big hitter, you might get like it takes 4 or 5 years, but you might get 50, 60, 70, 80K over the next couple of years in bonuses.
yeah. Yeah, no, it's tough, man. And that's where people are deciding like, do I want to break off and start my own studio? Do I want to, be completely independent? But there's a lot of risk that goes along that as well. It's not as easy as just I'm gonna find funding and create my own shit and fucking be away from PlayStation or Xbox, whoever, you know what I mean? It's not
Yeah,
as easy as doing that either. Um, yeah, no, I think that the best way to do it is create a name for yourself, right? And use that to promote the fuck out of your game. And I would recommend starting small, something with a manageable budget where you can make your money back easily and then make a banger of a game, right? So if you can do a banger of a game with minimal money and with some of your name recognition included in there, I think you could be successful, but you have to build, right? It's not something that's going to
yeah,
happen with one game. It's something that you got to continuously get better and better at. And next thing you know, people will be like, "Oh yeah, Will makes made that one game. He used to work with Xbox and now he's making his own shit. And that first game he did was small, was an indie, but it was fire. So I'm going to look out for his next game." I think that would be probably the easiest way of doing it. But if you're just some random dude, right? Like we just get together and we're like, you know what, we're gonna make our own game and we're gonna fucking mortgage our houses and fucking spend ungodly money that we don't have, there's a good chance we're probably gonna fail. Unless we are one of the lucky few, like getting struck by lightning. Let me catch up with the chat real quick before we talk about our meat and potatoes of the night, which is Silk Song. Um,
yep.
Here we have I wouldn't take it if it wasn't financially safe. Yeah, yeah, no. You would want to be financially safe before you put your game in a subscription service. That's as close as you can come to signing a record deal or a contract with a pro sports or something. In hindsight, Silksong didn't need marketing, but they took the Game Pass deal. I think that the Game Pass deal with Silksong they did way before, you know what I mean? Like
They probably gave them enough too that would have covered any type of sales they would have got on Xbox anyway.
anyway. Well,
And
and
not to mention, people, you don't have to worry about people moving over to Game Pass to play that game because them setting it at $20, people would just be like, well, I can get a month of Game Pass or I could just own the fucking game for the same price,
and also
which I think
Silk
was genius by them.
Also, Hollow Knight sold 15 million copies, so it's not like they were hurting for money either. They are forced on Game Pass without a Game Pass bag. Phil said they don't pay the studios. Damn. I don't purchase live service multiplayer games. Most of them don't last long to the point till the service gets shut down. Sure, a lot of them are free to download, but the only reason they're free is because they know the majority of players will spend money on microtransaction cosmetics. Yes, that's why the free to play games
That's
are
true.
free to
The
play.
free to play games are more expensive than the regular games.
Yeah. Um, Silk Song. Silk Song has been making a ton of noise. It came out Thursday, so we're the third day in. And it's Silk Song has been so big that it fucked up every single digital store except for guess which one?
Xbox.
Xbox is the only e-store that didn't fucking get hurt by Silksong. I mean, PlayStation, Nintendo, Steam, all fucking had problems with the release of Silksong. It was a lot of people were trying to buy the fucking game. It was insane what was happening with Silksong. But what I wanted to talk about Silksong in specific is, have you guys been reading any of the articles or any of the tweets of people complaining about Silksong? And by people, I mean developers.
Yeah, I seen some stuff. I seen some stuff.
What about you, Nelson? Have you seen anything?
I heard some stuff, people complaining, but
Yeah.
hey, when you're that big, you can, and you know you're gonna sell, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
That's a fact.
Well, first thing first, let's talk about the effect that Silksong has had real quick. And mind you, it's only been 3 days, but here it says Hollow Knight Silksong release has broken Steam, Xbox, and Nintendo eShop. The launch of Hollow Knight Silksong appears to have proven too much for the majority of digital storefronts, as the Xbox Store, Steam, and Nintendo eShop all suffered major outages on September 4th, right at the time of the highly anticipated sequel release. While some fans are now jumping into Hollow Knight Silksong on their respective platforms, many suffered a big setback when attempting to download the title, as the majority of gaming biggest storefronts went offline. With Grand Theft Auto 6 delayed until next year, Hollow Knight Silksong was destined to be the biggest release of 2025. Real quick, how much more do you think Grand Theft Auto 6 is gonna fuck up these eShops?
Oh, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad.
I'm even willing to bet that the network won't even work on PlayStation for like a
Yeah,
couple
it's gonna
hours.
be.
Like it's gonna be frozen. Like yeah, like yeah.
Yeah,
It's,
you gonna have to pre-order that and preload. You gonna have to.
yeah. It says here the indie games launch has been so anticipated that nearly a dozen different games have delayed their release dates because of Hollow Knight. Silksong. Many of these titles come from small indie developers who knew they would have no chance competing with the biggest indie game of them all. But it also pushed back Baby Steps, another highly anticipated indie title that will be
That
published
fucking
by
game.
Devolver Digital. The hilarious looking game was initially going to release for PlayStation 5 and PC via Steam on September 8th, but will now be available on September 23rd. Mind you, Baby Steps was already releasing a week later. The motherfucker said, "Nah, a week ain't enough. We need basically a whole month of cushion here." But will now be available September 23rd to avoid competing with Silksong. Hollow Knight Silksong causes major storefront outages. The announcement of Hollow Knight Silksong release date was only made 2 weeks ago, but its fans have been waiting 8 years to get their hands on the sequel. Hype for the game was already at an all-time high. So much so that its release has managed to take out the Xbox Store, Steam, and Nintendo eShops. According to Insider Gaming, after years of waiting, Silksong was released digitally at 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern, today, September 4th, as there won't be a physical release until 2026. The only way to currently play Silksong is by downloading it digitally, which would likely explain why the majority of major storefronts suffer such a big outage upon its release. So they are coming with a physical, but it won't be till 2026. Also, some notable numbers. Silksong hit 500, almost 600,000 concurrent players on Steam, which is
Mm.
ridiculous. No indie has ever done those type of numbers. Ridiculous, ridiculous, ridiculous. But not all is happy dandy. Not everything. We have been reading some complaints. People aren't happy with Silksong right now. The
Oh no.
reason they're not happy, or developers in specific, is for two major reasons. Number one is they're mad at Silksong because Silksong, Team Cherry, who is a developer for Silksong, knows what it's like to be an indie. Therefore, they should have gave the industry more time to plan for its release. That's the number one complaint. They're
Bro, what the
saying
fuck?
that Team Cherry should have told people sooner so everybody could have prepared. Two, they're mad at Team Cherry for only charging $20. So they're mad at Team Cherry for only giving people 2 weeks heads up and for charging $20. I made a rant video about this and I said, you know what? Delete. I'm gonna talk about this on the podcast, and I probably won't. I'm not gonna be as hype as I was in the video because I just read it, But let's start with Nelson. Nelson, why are people? Well, we know why, but my question to you is Team Cherry at fault for only giving people 2 weeks notice that this game was coming out? And are they at fault for only charging $20?
This is crazy. I don't even know if I can talk about this. They can do whatever the hell they want.
Yes. Well, yeah, but podcast sake here.
That fucking goofy shit. I mean,
Well,
yeah, they are in a predicament where they know their game's gonna sell like buckets. So most indie games, you ain't gonna sell very many. So even at $30 or $40, you're only gonna make maybe $1 million or $2 million. You're lucky to get your money back, but you can't fault a studio for being in the situation where they can put it at whatever they're gonna be successful. I mean,
Henry, what about you? Is Team Cherry to blame for only giving, are they in the wrong?
No. They not in the wrong for nothing. The only thing I
Yo,
can
what up,
even
hero?
the only thing I can even remotely, say that they should have alerted people ahead of time was the storefronts. So probably the storefronts could be more prepared. But as far as like develop, nah, bro, y'all gotta compete. If you made a game, they made a game, you gotta compete, show up. Um, and they want to charge $20. They a lot of people said they undervalued that game. They should have
Mm-hmm.
charged more for that game. I
Mm-hmm.
seen a thing saying where people was wanting to get like how you and I felt about Remnant 2. We wanted to give them folks some more money. They wanted to give those developers, some more money, like a tip or something. You know what I'm saying? So when I look at it and people doing like bitching and moaning about dumb shit like that, like what you mean let you prepare? You've been preparing. You had 7 years. How long that game been in development? You had all that time
Yeah.
to, work on your game, and you had all that time to draw inspiration and even copy them to a degree. You know what I'm saying? Like success leave clues, and
And there
you
are.
out here,
There's a game called
yeah, and you
Eclipse
and
that
you
is just like this game.
and I think even I think NetEase, is it NetEase? NetEase is putting out a Metroidvania straight up ripping off of a Hollow Knight, straight up. You know what I'm saying? And they gonna have it out pretty soon. But like, don't be sitting up here bitching talking about what they did and they should have told you and how much. Mind your business and work on your game. Put your game out, bro. They ain't got nothing to do with you. You just mad that now you gotta compete with them directly instead of either putting your game out earlier or setting your fans up to be waiting until next year for your game. Because you know good and well that you're gonna now be compared directly to what they did, and you don't like that.
Facts.
That's all that is, bro.
Yeah, all I hear from these people is Team Cherry, why you gotta be so good at what you do? Why you gotta be so good at what you do? And look, I started playing Hollow Knight. I played Hollow Knight a couple years ago. I own it digitally. I just got a physical. I think I did a playtime pickups video with it recently. I don't know. I record these videos sometimes a week in advance, so I don't remember exactly. But I wanted a physical copy of the game because it includes all DLC, everything on the disc. Um, and I stopped playing it. I only put about 2 hours in. And the reason I stopped playing it a couple years ago was for a couple different reasons. One, I felt it was too hard. I'm playing it now, and it's not as hard as I remember it being. Maybe I'm getting better at games. I don't know. But two, honestly, I don't see anything special about the game. Like, I don't get the hype. Like, yeah, the game is cute, but it's not any better than any other game art wise. The combat is fluid, but so are hundreds of other games. Like, I don't really get the hype here, right? But it's not my job to understand the hype. My job is to recognize that Team Cherry sold 15 million fucking copies of their first game. Let me ask you this, gentlemen. If Team Cherry only sold 1 million of their last game, Do you think all these other fucking developers would have told Team Cherry when they're dropping their fucking game?
Hell no.
Hell
Hell
no.
no.
Hell no. And we're in a moment right now in gaming history where we're getting some of the best games for cheap and they're well made. Silksong for $20. Mafia $50. Expedition 33 $50. All while parts of the industry wants to charge more. They want to charge 80, 90, $100, 120 for some of these deluxe editions, right? And I think there is a tug of war going on in the industry. And I think what they're really mad at for Team Cherry is because you're like, my guy, you're not following like the Illuminati of the video game, right? Like, we're raising price. Why are you going down? Why is your game fucking? You mean your game took you 7 years, not because you had problems, but because you wanted to make it good? Nah, that's not what we do over here. And it's just a whole bunch of fucking hypocrisy, and they're mad that somebody is not toting the company line. Somebody is not doing what they're doing, and they're crushing them. And remember when Baldur's Gate came out, and these journalists were telling the
Same type of
gamer,
shit happened, bro.
don't expect games to be this good? Remember that shit?
Stupid. Stupid.
Fucking ridiculous. Let me catch up with the chat real quick to see what they're saying. Um, Reforge was bitching about not being able to pre-order and preload, and I was laughing like, but we hate on pre-orders, and the game is likely less than 10 gigabytes. Yeah,
Almost every India you can't preload or anything like that, so that's
Hell,
not new.
Metal Eden was like that. You know what I
Metal,
mean?
and 90%
Almost
of the
all
time,
Indies are like that.
yep, and you won't even know pricing to the day up. Um, then he says, I'm getting GTA 6 physical, so no worries for me. Yeah, I'm getting physical as well. Cold Violet got delayed to December because of Black Ops 7. Uh, yeah, I honestly with Cold Violet, I mean you're talking about a super small indie studio versus a big juggernaut, so that's completely understandable. Gamers are never happy. No, they're not. First world problems, flexing so hard in these complaints. Yep, the best time to announce a release date is 2 weeks to 8 weeks out, which is fine, and pricing a game to sell is smart business. Yeah, I mean $20. And remember, it wasn't that long ago when $20 was the norm for indie titles. It wasn't until a couple years ago that we started to see these indie games selling for $30, $40. Am I wrong,
Hmm.
or is there some credence to what I'm saying here?
No. You're right.
Because
Right
I
now,
They vary.
now they run about $30. You know,
yeah,
but the last few I had bought were around 30, but like a couple dollars off with the plus discount, so I was getting them for like 27, $28.
yeah. Like yeah, I don't really remember any indies costing more than 30, $40. They were always between that 20 to 30 price point.
Yeah, and I would think Sword of the Sea is $30 if you buy it. I think
That
it's either
is,
30 or 40.
yeah, I
Thirty
think you're
dollars.
right. I think it's 30. I think it's $30. I think you're right on that one. But yeah, no, when I saw that shit, and you know where these complaints are coming, what platform a lot of these developers are using to complain this shit?
Oh man,
Yes, yes, Henry. It ain't
is it
Twitter.
oh oh man, Blue Sky, Blue
You
Sky,
already know. You already know. The echo chamber of what is Blue Sky. That's where they're fucking giving their complaints. Fucking Blue
Blue
Sky.
Sky, bro. Come on with it,
Yeah,
bro. A blue
that's what.
fucking sky. Man, folks were over there, the Blue Sky, the Trump bond together, bro. That shit's crazy.
Yep, that's what they're using to give their complaints about
Blue fucking
pricing and
sky.
timing. Yeah, no. What about the $20 price point, Henry? Do you think that that's a good price? Do you think they should be charging more?
No, I think that's a good price. I thought it was gonna be, you know what I'm saying? I thought it was gonna run like the usual, like hot 30, but hey, $20 working for them. I'm not mad at it. Um, Matter of fact, my today my gun share partner had went ahead and picked it up, so I got access to it. Uh, but yeah, $20. $20 is insta buy. That's insta buy prices right there.
Yeah, I mean that's where I try to be at with my physical games. Is $20. I'm still not. I mean, I'm gonna buy it. I'm
Yeah,
gonna buy it because it's $20. I still haven't bought it because I never beat the first one, and from what people say, it's hard and it's gonna take like 50 hours, 60 hours.
I heard it
Um,
was I heard it was a prequel. I don't know if is that
really?
true?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't hear that.
Yeah,
I didn't.
I had seen that floating around that it was a prequel.
Chat, is Silk Song a prequel or is it a sequel? That'd be interesting because if it's a prequel, I might just buy it then. Um, but I've been playing it for the last couple days. I'm kind of digging it a little bit more. The more I play it, the more I like it. There are some things that I despise about the game. For example, all the fucking back and forth that you have to do is
Hey, bro,
fucking
that's the style of the game, bro.
man, I fucking hate that. The other thing that I really, really hate is I'm always lost and I know that people is like, oh, that's part of the game. You have to explore everything. And I'm like, well, I game too much for that shit. You know what I mean? Like I always want to play the
Hmm.
next game. I want to beat it and move on. Um, there's no really like the story. You have to talk to NPCs and you have to read shit, which I'm fine with. But I wish there was a little bit more story to be told there. But yeah, no, I mean it's a fun game. I like the combat. The combat is pretty fluid. It's reactive. It's it feels good. Have you played Silk Song or what's the name of the game here? Hollow Knight, Henry?
No, I've not played it. I've not played. I'm gonna check it out though for sure.
What about you,
Um,
Nelson?
No, never been into it.
and that's your
Yeah.
type of no, is that your type of joint? Is this
No,
your
it's
type of joint?
not.
Ain't it?
No, Nelson's not really like
Oh,
Metrovania game.
he just like the
The
action
look.
side scrollers.
Yeah, yeah. He likes the 2-bit shit. That's what Nelson really likes. He likes it to look and play like a fucking Super Nintendo.
Bingo.
That's why he's on Nintendo's nuts so hard. Um, but yeah, man, it's foolish. Fucking saying that Silk Song is at fault for fucking releasing the game when they did and um charging only $20, like that's complete ridiculousness. And also shout out to Australia. That's where Team Cherry's from. They are from Australia, so super small indie team
Oh,
from
shout out to Warrior and
Australia.
Hero.
Yeah, yeah, so pretty cool. I don't know many studios from Australia, but they're definitely one of the biggest ones in the video game world, so shout out to them. Anything else you guys want to talk about Silk Song and the ridiculousness that is going around about their release date and schedule?
Just congratulations to the team, man. They worked hard for it. They earned it.
Absolutely. Now this little news, I just want to say because I'm a fan, but we're not gonna stick around to it too much. But Machine Game Director teases a third Wolfenstein game. I'm
Oh
excited for
shit.
that. Henry, have you played Wolfenstein?
Long time ago. Super long time ago.
Yeah, those are Wolfenstein games are games that I like to go to every couple of years, and I played through all of them except for the newest one, which is the Youngbloods, which is the daughters.
Didn't
Like,
I didn't Dempsey, didn't you like stream or play that or something?
yeah, me and Nelson streamed some of it, and it
Okay,
was
yeah,
fucking trash. But yeah, he streamed.
yeah.
He teased it. It wasn't an official announcement or anything. It was just a little tease, so nothing could come out of it. Mind you, this is Machine Games. They're owned by Xbox, so who knows? You know what I mean? Who fucking knows what Xbox will allow them to do? They're the ones who made Indiana Jones, so we don't know. But the other topic I do want to get into is PlayStation and live service, and we're gonna start it off by talking about Ben Studios a little bit here. There's an article from Game Rant that says Days Gone Studio reportedly working on new multiplayer game. Sony Interactive Entertainment Ben Studio looks to have a new game in development more than 6 years after the launch of Days Gone. The teams behind 2019 action adventure survival horror hit Days Gone now appears to be seeking an experienced creative director to head up a named game project. Getting a start in the early 90s, the development studio first couple of years were spent putting out games for PC and Apple computers like Dell Crossword Puzzles and Live Action Football. Ben Studios hit its stride after it started developing games for the original PlayStation in 96, being acquired by Sony in 2000. The studio's most recent original game, Days Gone, was released in 2019, but it's recently seen a resurgence in popularity after the launch of Days Gone Remastered for PlayStation 5 this past April. A recent discovered post from PlayStation on hiring platform Greenhouse seeks a creative director for the purpose of creating our next title, which is also states it's already in development with Bend Studios. Not much information about what this project entails can be gleaned from the job listing wording through one of requirements for application states they must possess experience in the development and design of multiplayer games. All right, that's all I'm going to read there. So basically, what this article is stating that because of the job, they're working on a live service studio. When I read that, I was thinking the whole time, why couldn't it be a game that has a live service component to it? Henry,
Yep.
what do you think? Do you think that they're working on a live service game? Do you think that it's what I
Nah,
said?
that's what I was kind of thinking along the same lines as you, because even when I posted about the article inside the Discord, because in the article I read, the words that it confirms that that's what they're working on. I said that don't really confirm that. All it means is, at the very least, it's gonna have some multiplayer in there. They could, have a single player with some co-op, or a single player with added on, PvP or something. It's not. I don't think that they're gonna do a straight up live service game. That's my opinion. Because it just wouldn't make sense for them to be doing that after they just canceled the one they were just working on for all this time. So I think they're gonna do a single player game with some multiplayer components in there.
Well,
And
I thought what you were saying, right? That's what I started off with. But at the same time, I mean, PlayStation really hasn't. It feels like they haven't learned their fucking lesson. It feels like they want to continue with the live service, thing. It feels like they want to try to hit that fucking Powerball winning ticket with a live service game. So part of me thinks there's a possibility that they may be working on a live service game. Nelson, what do you think?
They probably have some co-op shooter or something. It might be
yeah,
live service, but it might be something like Helldivers or something too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this, like they said.
Just because it's something that has multiplayer, it doesn't mean it's a fucking hero shooter or some bullshit.
No, yeah, absolutely. But Ben Studio has been around for 30 plus
long ass
years.
time, boy.
They've been with PlayStation since 2000, right? So my thing is, why is PlayStation not letting them boys and girls over there work on, you know, what they're good at, which is single player, you know, uh, narrative driven games. That's what they've been doing forever. That's what they're good at. That's what they've had the most success in. I don't know. I feel like this is one of those situations, like we spoke about, where they're making these studios make games that they've never made before, and then are confused on why they're not selling well, or why they're canceling, not selling well because they haven't put out shit, but why they're canceling these games and losing a shit ton of money. I don't understand that, but
So
time will tell.
you think they're being forced to make it? I don't think they're being forced to make them. I think this is just what they're trying to do. Because it wouldn't make sense. Let's say, okay, the live service game. Let's say they was forced to do that. Let's say they were, and then they look at it, it's not worth putting out, and so they end up canceling. You think they will force them into making another one?
I don't know.
Because if they was gonna do that, then why not just let them put out what they was already working on for all that time?
Well, the reason I say that is because I do work for a big corporation. And no matter what, no matter how the numbers look, no matter what people say, no matter what the facts are, sometimes they make the fucking dumbest decision that even a blind person can see coming. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I'm going through that right now actually on my current job. It's like, bro, this doesn't work. Like, we know this doesn't work. We've tried this before. It just doesn't fucking work. But yet they still do it. So I don't know, man. It's the same discussion of, it's like, why would PlayStation do a cheaper, bring why would they sell you a PS5 with less memory for the same money, to say that the price isn't going up? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's like,
Yeah.
so
But then too, yeah, I remember that was a rumor. It's not confirmed yet.
it is true. It is true. But knowing these corporations, we can see something like that possibly happening, right? But once again, we don't know for certain because we don't. It's not out yet. They haven't said any fucking thing. But let's just say it wouldn't surprise me if that was the case. It
Yeah.
wouldn't. I mean, we're still what going on the 6th year of the PS5, and we still don't have fucking PS5 Pro plates. We still don't have Horizon.
Oh, we do got PS5 Pro plates.
Oh yeah, the fucking Ghost of
Shout out to Ghost of
Yote.
Yote, bro.
But
But yeah, no Horizon plates is crazy.
no Horizon plates. I mean, no God of War, no
Hey,
fucking
Horizon don't even
nothing.
got a fucking controller.
No Horizon don't even have a controller. No. So at the same time, that's why I have all these doubts. War One says when you say it like that, Will, it makes it sound like the pseudo increase price. Yeah, man, I just yeah, I don't have faith in none of these fucking corporations. I think they're all fucking grimy. I think that they have had so much success that they now think. I mean, we saw it last week when I don't know if we talked in the maybe it was on the Discord where I forgot what developer said this. It's like we really shouldn't be listening what online gamers have to say. They're the hardcore, and they're such a small minority. All our data is telling us otherwise, right? So we want to act like they are listening to us. They see us, but are they listening to us is a whole other topic of discussion, and I don't think they will. I think that once a CEO gets in there or upper management gets in there and they have a plan or they have an idea, they want to see it through because we forget the human nature. I've been saying this forever, right? Capital or socialism and communism, fuck, will never work. Not because the systems themselves are faulty, it's because human nature is faulty. Meaning there's always going to be greed, there's always going to be selfishness, and you just can't overcome none of that, right? So it's not that none of these systems will ever work, it's that it can't because humans
Yeah.
are involved in it. And it's the same thing with these fucking CEOs of these companies. No matter what ideas you have, if it comes out of them first and they have that false security behind them, like I got hired for this job because of my vision, because of what I've done, I know best. And it's hard to blame them. If you start out as a fucking janitor for a PlayStation studio and 30 years later you become the fucking CEO, it's hard to fucking say what you're doing is wrong, right? It's just hard because not only did you put into work, but you obviously got you know um enough, what do you call that, power or pull within the company to get yourself in that position, because
Yeah.
hard work alone doesn't get you there. We all seen that in damn, I lost all that money, shit. It's like a Souls game. If you don't get your soul back before you die, you lose it all. So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I really don't know what to expect. I what I really want from PlayStation is my single player narrative driven campaigns. That's what I fucking want. And yes, I also want multiplayer, but I want it to be part of that single player narrative stuff. I want what we call the complete game, like Warhammer, right? You got your single player campaign,
Yeah.
your PvE stuff, your PvP or your PvE, your co-op campaigns, the whole 9 yards. That's what I want. Just don't die and you'll be fine. Yes, Wara. I shouldn't be playing while talking because I'm terrible at it. Um, Sony like that. But continuing on with PlayStation, let's talk about some of the rumors that have been going on with the first party, the games that I want to see. We have an article here from GameRant that's titled Sony's live service title Fair Games loses another key developer during development. And they're talking about Fair Games, right? We know what happened with them, but that's not what I
This
wanted to
fucking
read.
game.
What I really wanted to read is rumors. Now, as you guys know, I don't really give a fuck about rumors. It does nothing for me. But this one is interesting because we've been in a drought for so long that this actually might make a little bit of sense. Let me share it with you guys and you tell me if, well, I'm smoking crack. And once again, I don't think this is going to come true. I'm just saying that something has to be coming just because we've been so fucking dry. If you're stranded on a fucking island for a day, be like, yeah, ain't nobody coming to rescue me tomorrow. But if you've been stranded in that motherfucker for a year, you're thinking, yeah, it's been a long time. Somebody's probably coming tomorrow. That's kind of the same situation I'm in. And it says here, rumor, Sony next state of play could include Insomniac's Wolverine. Marvel's Wolverine could make an appearance at a Sony state of play later this year, according to anonymous insider. Oh fuck. Hold on, let me repeat that.
Bruh.
Marvel's Wolverine could make an appearance at Sony State of Play later this year, according to anonymous insider sources. Henry, anonymous insider sources. Oh, fuck. Oh, I needed that laugh. I haven't laughed that hard all day today. Oh, by the way, I just saw The Conjuring, The Last Rite. Have you seen those movies before?
I seen the first one.
Yeah, this one sucked. This
Oh
one, yeah,
man, I
I
had
like
seen a
those
thing on
movies.
Instagram where it said it was overperforming or some shit. I
Yeah,
thought that
no,
man was
yeah, no,
some
they
bitch.
the actors were too good for the movie. You know what I mean? They like those actors are phenomenal. But I just brought that up because there was a couple parts where I was laughing my ass off. Anyways, right here, anonymous insider sources. Insomniac Games and Sony have both been relatively quiet about the upcoming superhero title after announcing it, but the wait for more information may be over before too long. While nothing is certain for now, there's a word, there's a word that a new
Fucking
Marvel
bullshit.
Wolverine trailer will arrive soon. Insomniac first announced the game in September 2021, though the initial trailer revealed little more than the fact that the studio was working on the Wolverine title. Since then, though, news has been sparse. Insomniac recently confirmed that it's actively working on Marvel's Wolverine for PS5, but that it would not share updates beyond that until ready to. While that answer may be purposefully vague, some think more information is on the way. Suppose insider source have told insider, so an insider's telling an insider. Let me read this
Crazy,
again.
bro.
Supposed inside source have told Insider Gaming that Marvel's Wolverine is almost certainly. Jesus, how many times can this say almost and certainly and insider and sources? Like, take a shot every time. Marvel's Wolverine is almost certainly going to be at Sony's next state of play. According to those anonymous sources, Insomniac has finished work on the next trailer for the game, and that the company is ready to give information hungry fans another update. The rumor also says the event will take place toward the end of September, while PlayStation already held a 007 First Light centric state of play on September 3rd. The company has run multiple state of play events in a single month before, so a second one coming later this month is not out of the question. The supposed insider did not offer any insight into the game or its timeline beyond the trailer premiere at the next state of play. A 2023 data breach revealed that Insomniac was aiming to release Marvel's Wolverine in 2026, with Spider-Man 3 coming a year after. Even if that leak was true at the time, though things might have changed since then, a more recent rumor pointed to 2027 as a release window for the game. While 6 years is a long time to wait between first announcements and the game finally coming out, it's certainly not unheard of. Marvel's Wolverine may not be the only hotly anticipated game Sony shows off at the next state of play. There are plenty of rumors that Santa Monica Studio is working on the next God of War game, and others have suggested that a Metroidvania God of War spinoff could be in the works too. Either game would be big news for PlayStation fans, and Bungie's Marathon is always a possibility too. Still, nothing is confirmed for now, so gamers will need to wait official information from Sony or any other game studio to know more. Jesus Christ, that was a lot of article for a lot of nothing. um,
I'm
Gamescom
telling you,
is
bro.
coming up. It is coming up though. Gamescom is coming up, and PlayStation is gonna show up. Now we do know of a couple games they're working on, right? We know of Santa Monica Studio, Cory Barlog game. We know Wolverine. We know what's the game from the people that made Returnal?
Soros.
Sir Soros. Nelson, do you think any of these games will show up, or do you think something we've never heard of before will show up, or do you think anything will show up?
I think Saros will show up, but I don't really see them pushing Wolverine or anything like that right now because they got
I'm
Ghost
sorry, not
coming up and
Gamescom,
then
but Tokyo Game Show. Thank you, RPG. I'm sorry to cut you off, Nelson.
Yeah, I don't see them showing that. I'm not saying they couldn't, but I think they want to focus on Yotai and then Marvel Token and then Saros and then the show that comes after that. Then you know what I mean?
Is Token? That's a 2026 release, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, but
next
if they're
year.
already having betas, it's probably I would assume early next year.
Yeah, I think Tokon is gonna drop probably end of February or March.
Oh, that's soon, huh? If I
Hell
was to
yeah,
if
bro.
I was to guess, well, I don't know, but I for some reason I had like springtime for Token. For some reason, I don't know why. I have no data or nothing, but I just had a feeling of like
I mean,
spring.
you could be right. Shit, I'm just talking
Yeah,
shit. I
you're
don't know.
no, we're all guessing. Well, we are insiders. You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah, bro.
you don't need to have any fucking sort of inside connection to be an insider nowadays. So Nelson thinks that Soros may be, or they're focusing on Soros and Token. What about you, Henry? Do you think any of these games will be announced during the Tokyo Game Show or something we've
I
never heard of?
think, yeah, I agree. And then probably also as far as Tokon, they'll probably drop another beta date or something, or even after the show, be like, well, this weekend Tokon beta open again or something. But yeah, those are because Tokon. I think Tokon is gonna be
Yeah,
a big
open.
game,
Well,
and
let me.
maybe they even drop the
Shit.
pre-orders for the fight stick.
Do we have a price on that fight stick yet?
Nah, I
It's
think
gonna be
that
a
bitch
lot,
gonna be
bro.
$300.
$300-400.
What about you, chat? What do you guys think PlayStation is going to show at Housemark? Thank you, Wara. Unholy saying he's just waiting for Yote. Voyager says bird is the word. An unnamed source. Um, anyone else? Wara says anyone else find it funny that this leak was the day after 007 State of Play? Like the insider needed more attention.
Bruh, yeah, War
Voyager
said that
says
shit that day.
yeah, facts. Voyager says March or April. I'm guessing he's
They hadn't
guessing
hit
for
their
Tokan.
quota.
As long as as long as no light, no fire update is yeah. I'm sorry, RPG. That game ain't coming
That
out till
game it ain't coming out.
2075. Um,
Hey,
I'm gonna leave
that's
it
why
in
I
my
gave you that big ass update now.
yeah. That's why I gave a big ass update. That game will be out when my great 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 grandson is born. Lyoko says I'm
The
looking
year I
forward to
retire.
the yes, which is never. I'm looking forward to the Octopus platformer. Oh yeah, that shit looks dope. I think that's a Capcom thing. Oh no, Konami. That's a Konami game. Yeah, that one looks dope. Venom spinoff, please, and the rumor got a war. Chat. I'm gonna ask you guys a question. I'm gonna ask it for everybody because we talk about speculations and all this bullshit. Darwin's paradox. Thank you, hero. Yes, I need that shit ASAP. But let me ask you a serious question, bro, because I don't think anybody asked this. I don't really think we do. The question is, Sony, we're all here. We all love Sony. We think the first party studios make the best games, right? They're the most polished. They work the best. They're great stories, music, the whole nine, right? If you can pick, doesn't I don't need to know the studio, but what would your ideal game from PlayStation be? Like, do you want an action adventure game from them? Do you want a Metroid game? Do you want a small indie title from them? Do you want a double A? Do you want a live service game? And what kind of live service? Let me know in the comment section what you guys would want. And panel, I'm gonna ask you the same thing. Because the reality of things is we can keep
Mm,
guessing all this bullshit about when they're gonna show Wolverine, when they're gonna like we all know PlayStation goes at their own fucking pace, and they have no problems with not saying any goddamn thing for fucking half a game a console gen, right? So let me know what you
mm-hmm.
guys would like from PlayStation. You know, Nelson, what would you like from PlayStation?
I want a Space Odyssey, my guy.
Ooh, Space Odyssey.
Like a Mass Effect.
Yeah, yeah. Do you want it just like Mass Effect style, like open world?
Similar. Similar.
And I know I didn't
Hubs, like big hubs, go to planets and do missions and shit.
kind of like God of War with their hubs.
Yeah.
Now I know I said I don't give a don't tell me the studio, but what studio can you see making something like that?
Hopefully Corey Barlog.
So are you hoping that Corey's making something like that already?
I hope so, but I don't get my chickens before they hatch. I don't want to be like, yeah, I heard a rumor like that don't mean shit. I hear rumors every day.
Yeah, no, no shit. What about you, Henry? What game do you want from PlayStation?
I want, I want, I want a see. I want a third person K6 game.
K Oh,
K6 from Destiny.
from
Destiny.
Destiny.
Yeah, I want one of those, like a K6 origin story type of joint.
Mm,
That's what I want. I
you
think that
know,
should be cool.
I think that would be cool too, especially from that little cutscene, where Kay dies in the prison.
Bruh, yeah. Yeah, I think that should be fucking cool, bruh.
Yeah, I agree. Before I tell you guys mine, let me catch up with the chat. Warath says I think they make the most polished games. Yeah, because everybody's taste is different. Absolutely. Voyager says Horizon 3, Unholy Resistant 4. Will Resistance 4 will be dope, and I think they're making a Horizon 3. So, but I'm with you. Horizon's one of my favorite IPs. Hero says sci-fi action adventure or sci-fi RPG. Yeah, sci-fi is my jam. I love sci-fi. Third person though, Space Odyssey, God of War in space. My ideal game will be a third person action adventure game with linear level design that has platforming in a sci-fi world. Damn specific. I love it. What up,
Yeah.
PS4 collector? How
Yeah.
you doing? He
All,
says
all they can fit inside the Destiny universe, bruh.
facts. PS4 collector says I love an acting RPG, either fantasy or similar to Mass Effect. Maybe that's what Intergalactic is. Will be from Naughty Dog. Maybe Resistance 4. All right. So what I would like is along the lines of what Hero and PS4 collector and Lyoko said. I love my sci-fi. Something along the lines of Mass Effect. But to be more specific, what I really, really want is I want a Horizon game, but a prequel. I want, and you can even do live service with this. I don't give a fuck how you do it. Preferably, I want a campaign, of course, and the live service to be on the side. Like you get a steak and the potatoes on the side. But if they can do a prequel where you see the where you're fighting the machines before they eat up all the organics in the world,
Oh yeah, that would be fire.
you know what I mean? That would be fucking dope. Just it would be a straight up shooter, of course, and you would have to kind of like Helldivers, where the bugs come and take over an area, and then you'd be like, "Oh, you lost this. We got to regain it back." Kind of similar type of deal. That's what I would love. To see the protagonist that we read about in the Horizon IP come to life will be fire. Like that cowboy from Horizon, where he's one of the scientists, but he talks like a normal dude. I forget his fucking name. Like he would be an awesome character to see in video game. Um, but look at that. Just a question. We got 5 or 6 people who answered, and we already got some fire ideas that I know majority of gamers will fuck with. So why is this so hard for PlayStation now all of a sudden, Henry? Why do you think that is?
I think it's similar to what you said about how you get a CEO in there and they just want to you know do what they want to do and ride their ideas and because when you come into a company like that and you got some ideas, you kind of want to cement your legacy. So when you leave, that's what you will be known for if it's successful. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it could not be successful, get your ass fucking fired. But you know, I think for a lot of people who at that stage in life and who, getting that type of money, that's really all they're trying to do, just leave a legacy. They're not really, they're in a position where they think they know best and they think they got the next best, idea and this is gonna be the next thing. And so they really wanna ride that out. And then they also might have that mentality of, stopping what is it, stopping 3 feet from goal where some people give
Hmm.
up too soon.
Yeah.
And, they might be thinking, well, if I give up now, the next game that I was thinking about putting out a green light, and it probably could have been the one. So they want to keep hitting and hitting and hitting and hoping that that's the joint, and it don't seem to me like it's working out. Like I
Yeah.
said to Nelson, this is probably like a couple weeks ago. since they done the live service thing and it ain't worked out, I think they should make some double A games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Make some 15, 20 hour double A games. Put them bitches out for $50. You know, like some spin-offs of some games of because your idea with make live service game based on the franchises they already got. They could make spin-offs based off of that and continue the world building, sell them for cheap, build them in 3, 4 years. You know what I'm saying? We get more games, single player. They could do multiplayer add-ons, so they can still be doing both, even with the multiplayer add-on.
Yep.
Um, I just think, and I like live, so y'all know me. I'm a games
Yeah,
as a
you
service
fuck with it.
enthusiast.
Hmm.
So, but at the end of the day, I want games, even if what I'm saying, they ain't my. Well, I wouldn't even say they ain't my preferred because I like single player too. But I think they should they tried that. Just do some double A because they can make double A without sacrificing quality. The only thing that would be different for us is we'll be getting them fat, and they might be a little shorter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we'll be getting them a lot faster, and the studios are big enough to where they can make more than one game at one time, bro.
Absolutely.
You know
Absolutely.
what I mean?
And I've been agreeing with you. And RPG, I have a topic just for you right after this before we wrap it up. I agree with you 1,000%. Hey, what's up, Byron? How you doing? I agree with you 1,000%, Henry. I've been saying this for a long, long time. There's no reason you know can't do multiple games. You know what I mean? They have the power, they have the size, they have the talent. I don't know why they won't do it. I don't know. But either way, Nelson, anything you want to add on to this topic of ours?
Nope. We'll see
All
what
right.
happens.
Now, the second to last topic I want to get into real quick, and this is just for RPG, is title is No Man's Sky devs
Ooh.
new game Light No Fire has gigantic oceans that require big boats and crews to traverse. Boats and hoes, baby.
Who cares? That
It's
ain't never coming out.
I know. I just wanna tease our RPG a little bit. It says here, Hello Games director Sam Murray stated that the studio's upcoming game project Light No Fire will include massive oceans that will necessitate equally large ships and crews to successfully navigate. Murray also stated that Light No Fire will incorporate some technology recently implemented into No Man's Sky via Ladder's Voyager content update. Now we know why RPG changed its name to Voyager. First
Mm.
revealed during the 2023 edition of the Game Awards, Light No Fire is an open world game that allows players to explore a vast, procedurally generated planet. Players can also create custom avatars that can either be human or take on the appearance of an anthropomorphic creature, such as rabbit or a wolf. As they explore the planet's secret, Light No Fire's known features also include plans for multiplayer and the stability to ride dragons. Though Light No Fire currently has no release date, but it might come out in 2087. Date, or I'm just playing, it didn't say that. It didn't say that RPG. I'm just teasing you. Or known platform aside from Steam. Hello Games stated that Ooh, you see this, Henry? There is no known date or platforms except Steam. Is that why RPG went PC? Getting
Hey man,
ready,
it making sense now. It's adding up
making
now,
sense.
bro.
We finding out a
It's
lot
adding
about
up.
RPG right here. Voyager, right? PC. Hello Games stated that development on No Man's Sky would continue even after the game goes live. Light No Fire seas will require equally massive boats to navigate, though several details about Light No Fire are still kept under wraps. Hello Games fans have a taste of some of technology the project will utilize. In an interview with PC Gamer, Sean Murray stated that the Light No Fire massive oceans will require large ships manned by crews to safely sail and explore. Murray also said that the technology used in No Man's Sky's Voyager update, which allows players to craft their own ships, will also carry over into Light No Fire. Ergo, it is possible that players can build and customize their own boats to sail the seas of Light No Fire. Concerning the technology implemented into No Man's Sky Voyager update, Murray said, the technical challenges they have had to overcome to make any of this possible have been immense. Almost every part of the game has had to be reworked to accommodate these relative spaces. Murray also reassured fans that Light No Fire remains in active development. but did not reveal any release information. Following the release of the Voyagers update, No Man's Sky player count on Steam reached its third highest peak since the game's release. Though the count stood at 93K players during the last weekend of August, SteamDB reported No Man's Sky peak player count has since risen to 98,178 on September 1st. With promise of a fantastical open world to explore, Light No Fire remains one of the Steam most wishlisted games. It remains to be seen if No Man's Sky's success will carry over to Light No Fire once the latter project is released. I read that whole article just for my boy RPG88, try to get all the information we can. But it sounds here like they're doing what No Man's Sky is with the exploration, but on a planet. So how do you travel on a planet? Via water, because that's the majority of the planet. Henry, are you hyped for Light No Fire?
Nah, but I do want to play it though. I do want to see what it's about, and I do want to play it. I think it's, because I played No Man's Sky. I think it's cool. I did have a good time with it. I didn't put a ton of time. I think I maybe had 15 hours in it, maybe. And but I was playing with some people and playing with people like you always say, man. Watch paint dry with the homies is fun. But
Mm-hmm.
when it come out, I am gonna play it, and I am looking forward to seeing more about it. But I'm not like hype. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, I'm in the same boat as you. I'm actually excited to see the implementations that they learned from No Man's Sky and how they apply that on Light No Fire. Nelson,
Yeah.
what do you think of Light No Fire? Are you something that is it something you're looking forward to, or do you not care?
Hell no, this shit's still in concept. They're still figuring out what this damn game's gonna be. I'll be in my 50s. I ain't worried about that.
Well, I would agree with you, but the only reason I don't is because they have been putting out a ton of content for Light No Fire pretty consistently, and I think that
No Man's Sky.
or No Man's Sky, and I think that a lot of their troubles that they were having with that game have been fixed, or not fixed, but they overcame a lot of those growing pains. So I think the development for Light No Fire is going to be easier than it was for No Man's Sky, with it being their first game and how big that game is. You know what I mean? But I could be wrong. RPG, what do you think? Well, this is true for our planet, not all planets, to clarify. Yes, but I'm going based off of the planet they showed us in the announcement trailer, and that planet looked similar to ours, and also they said it was um like the same size as ours or something like that, or a similar size. So it's not that I'm saying every planet; it's just what the planet that they showed, which is pretty much like a you know similar looking Earth. Um, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting, man. Whatever Sean Murray decides to do, I'm gonna keep an eye out because, of course, the way that he has treated No Man's Sky, not just as a gamer, but also um, just how interesting Sean Murray has been with his business decisions. All that extra content that he has done for that game without charging much for it, and the quality of it has been phenomenal as well. So I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. Am I reading too much into it, guys, or do you think I'm evidence, the stuff that I'm talking about is based on the evidence that he has, done with the
I
previous
mean,
game.
it stands to reason though, especially since saying they're gonna continue content for No Man's Sky. I mean, they're gonna be made, and they're both gonna be in the same engine. And even though all these updates and stuff for No Man's Sky has been free, I'm sure that studio's making a decent amount of money. You know what I mean? So when No Man's Sky releases, they definitely not gonna be hurting for no money because they built so much good faith
Hmm.
and with the game, and so you know they gonna buy even if No Light No Fire launches a little bit shaky. The amount of confidence that studio got at this point, man, is people gonna give them grace because they know they already see that they gonna fix it. You know what I mean? Even if it is some shit that come up because it's gonna be a huge game.
Yeah, and I
A
mean,
real
just on
now go ahead.
I was watching the Steam's top like 20 sellers, and No Man's Sky is still in there. I think it's number 12 or something like that. So for the people saying well, they're not selling very many. Bro, they're still in the top 20 at Steam. So that's huge. I'm looking at Amazon right now. It says here 800 plus bought in the last month. In the last month. So they're still selling 800 copies a month. And that's just for the PS5 version. And by the way, you can get a copy,
Even
physical
though it's
copy.
on Switch too.
Yeah, it's everywhere. So right now this is just the PS5, but right now on Amazon, the PS5 version of No Man's Sky is $23. So if you haven't bought the game and you're interested in it, I mean, it's right here. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's insane. I wish I can see where it ranks overall. I know Amazon's got that feature, but I don't know how to do it right now. Where they put it like at 5,000 or whatever. You know what I mean? Where it ranks. But yeah, those are big numbers, man. 800 just for the PS5 version of the game is tremendous, and top 20 on Steam. Number 8 RPG says number 8. So yeah, it's doing very very well. Um, RPG. Anything else you want to say about No Man's Sky? That one was just for you. Thank you for coming here and hanging out every Sunday, man. I appreciate you. But yeah, and then the last thing I want to talk about real quick with the boys before we end it for the evening is two things. The first one, Law by Mike, the big lawyer YouTuber, is actually suing or it announced plans to sue Roblox, which I fuck with. We already talked about Roblox a
Oh,
couple weeks
Roblox
ago,
is getting fucked.
and fuck them, fucking pedophile protecting pieces of shit. They can fuck off. The other thing, real quick, before I get to the last topic, is Rayman Twitter just posted for the first time in over 4 years. And normally I wouldn't give much credence to this, but the fact that um what's that platformer PlayStation Astrobot just came out last year and hugely successful, and all these other platformers are coming out, Metrovania games are coming out. I think it's prime time for a game like Rayman to come out. You know what I mean? If they can do it
Mm-hmm.
right, that game can really do some numbers, in my opinion. I think that we're in an era where people are really anchoring for these games. Nelson, what do you agree or disagree with what I'm saying?
About what?
Games like Rayman can make a huge comeback.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I don't see it doing anything huge, but a few dollars here and there, I guess. I don't see Ray-Ban being huge, though.
I mean, if it probably won't do 10 million copies, but I can definitely see it doing 1, 2, maybe 3 million copies, kind of like Astrobot did.
Yeah, it'll do all right, but I don't see it going crazy, you know.
It's got the name recognition, but either way, I mean, that's still a solid. Remember, guys, a game that sells a couple million is less than 1% of the games that get to that amount any fucking way. So that's big. But the last topic I want to get into before I cut it off for the evening and let Henry go to sleep, let Nelson do his Sunday evening shenanigans, probably watching Skinamax, is Star Wars Outlaw dev explains why the Switch 2 version is a game key card. This is a topic that is hot and heavy for me. But real quick, it's a form of a game key card. And the reason seems to be related to performance capabilities between the console's hardware and the game's engine used to power the action adventure game. Many Nintendo fans have expressed disappointment with Nintendo's use of game keycards, and now Star Wars Outlaws is drawing similar criticisms. Star Wars Outlaws was originally released for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC in August 2024, and while aggregated reviews from players on platforms like OpenCritic and Steam have shown generally good reactions, the games appear to have fall short of publishers Ubisoft sales expectations, with its launch on Nintendo Switch 2 having just occurred on September 4th. Ubisoft now has a chance to make up for those disappointing sales figures on a new platform. Switch 2 cartridges reportedly can't handle Star Wars Outlaws. However, some potential players have been driven off by the use of Nintendo's controversial game keycard, little red Switch 2 cartridges that look like normal physical games, but instead come with a digital key for downloading a game. Some fans online have been criticizing Ubisoft for the physical Switch 2 release, utilizing game keycards, assuming it was done as a cost-saving measure. But one high-ranking developer at Massive Entertainment now states that assumption is incorrect. Robert Banting, who has worked in Massive Audio department for nearly 8 years and currently serves as an audio architect for its Snowdrop proprietary game engine, took to Blue Sky to state the normal Switch 2 cartridges don't allow for the performance quality that the development team was aiming for in this disc streaming its open world environment. I don't recall the cost of cards ever entering the discussion, probably because it was a moot, he stated. So what this guy is saying is we've been talking about the game on the Switch 2, price never came up. And I agree with him. It's not that it's expensive, which that will hurt the indies, especially when indies are the majority of the third-party publishers on the Switch. But this goes back to what we talked about numerous times in weeks past. One, Nintendo doesn't give a fuck about indies. I mean, not indies, but third party, even though they should, because that's where the majority of their fucking money comes from. They didn't even have a dev kit ready for majority of developers in the industry. To this day, they still have a hard time getting their hands on a dev kit. But two, Nintendo is right now kind of like figure it out yourself. Figure it out yourself, right? And just so you guys know, I've been doing Will It Play with no internet. And most games will not work on the Switch 2 without an update. Just so you know. Even if the game worked last month, there's a good chance it won't work this month. Every update Nintendo comes out with their hardware distances themselves with the physical cartridges that they already have out. How do I know this? Because I recorded a Will It Play with no internet with Kirby for the Switch 1 on the Switch 2 last week, and it didn't work. And then I thought to myself, damn, I thought I did Kirby. Let me check my videos. Lo and behold, I already did Kirby. Lo and behold, Kirby did work. Then I tried about 6 other games. None of them worked. So Nintendo is coming up with these updates where you need to be connected to the internet to install these games, even if the game is on the cartridge. Think about that for a second. The only way that I can think you can bypass this is by resetting your Switch 2 to factory defaults to take it to the earliest hardware data that it had. And if you don't believe me, go check out Will It Play, or not Will It Play, doesitplay.org. They also do these tests, and you will see games like Mario Wonder that they tested freaking 2 months ago, and currently they don't work anymore. But going back to the physical, Henry, what's going on with Nintendo, and why aren't they producing enough dev kits?
I actually don't. I have no idea, bro.
Or why does Nintendo care so little about their third party?
I mean, I guess they just focus. I think because, all right, I think because there's so many. Well, this might be a reason. There's so many Switch ones out here that they know that people want to get on the Nintendo Switch platform, and perhaps they just expecting people to make a Switch One version that will work with the Switch 2. I don't know. This is out of my depth. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let me give you a little bit more info because here, let me just read a DM that Tornado sent me today when I posted this article. And he says, I can't be at your show, sadly, but I do have a point on one of your topics regarding Ubisoft putting their game on a key card instead of physical cartridge. And he's talking about Star Wars game. You have to wonder if data speed is the issue. What is every other dev their excuse than looking at the list as example? And he sends me a list of all the games that are on the key card and all the games that are on the actual, cartridge. And there's almost triple the amount that are on key card versus the cartridge. And he says, as an example, and on top of another one to take along as though it does speak volume why a game like Battlefield 6 is skipping the Switch 2 altogether, to which I have a theory. which in all honesty is now a reality. The system is simply coming up short. And hate me all day long, prove me otherwise, I say. And what Tornado here is saying is that the performance on the Switch is just bad. And when he brought that up, I'm like, you know what? You're freaking right. Because now we start looking at, I spoke earlier in the beginning of the podcast about Kirby and how I paid that $20 upgrade for the Switch 2 version. And it looks identical. No changes there. I talk about Donkey Kong Bonanza and how the fucking frame drops were ridiculous to the point where it felt like they were dropping at 10 frames per second. I just don't think that the performance of the Switch is there quite yet. Now, I know the specs. We see the specs. But do you think Nintendo's pulling wool over our eyes with this Switch 2, Nelson?
Nah, I think it's a under $500 handheld, and that's what you're gonna get
So
unless
it's
you
the
want to
PS5.
pay a G.
PS5 was under 500 bucks when it
Is the
released.
PS5 a handheld?
PS5 is, or the Switch is docked as well.
The dock don't do nothing. It's a handheld.
It's a console.
It's a handheld.
It's a console
Hey
you can
man,
play handheld mode.
everybody calling it a console when they come to outselling the PS2.
Yeah, well, there's a reason for that. But all that dock does is it's a power supply and a cooling station, so it can overclock. All the components are in the handheld. It's a handheld. It's not like the Switch or the dock freaking adds GPU power and shit like that. It doesn't do nothing. It just fucking cools it and lets it charge while it's going. Otherwise, you'd burn up the battery in like 20 minutes if you were running it like that normally. So,
Then why can you play 120 on docked and not handheld?
because they can overclock.
I don't think that's a reason because the Steam Deck is doing just fine.
Team Deck also plays at 800p too.
That's true, but you would figure that's a lot more to do with the the overall, the screen, the power output. It's not just the one or two components.
Yeah, but the resolution takes a lot of fucking GPU power. Like running at the difference between 720 and 1080 is quite a bit in the handheld.
I disagree. I think that Nintendo's pulling the wool over our eyes. PlayStation, Xbox are all more powerful. Shit, look at the Series X is more powerful than the fucking Switch 2, and that was at $300 on release day. So I can't agree with Nintendo. I can't. We have examples of price versus hardware and performance, and Nintendo's nowhere near that. Now, true, yes, handheld mode needs to preserve battery. Dock does not. Yeah, I expected more for $500 or $450. I really did, and it's not just Star Wars that's having issues. Is a lot of developers having issues. Once more time goes by and people learn the system better, then we will get better performing games. But Nintendo's also banking on shit. We said this last week when we got the quote saying that Nintendo is telling the developers to, hey, let the Switch 2 do the work for you for backwards compatibility, right? On why they're not getting enough dev kits to make Switch 2 versions of their games. Nintendo's saying keep making your Switch 1 versions because the Switch 2 will go ahead and upscale that for you. So you can't have it both ways. You can't fucking not give your third party the equipment they need to make what they want to make, but yet say that the Switch 2 is gonna help with that cost. I don't know, Henry. Do you think I'm crazy for saying that?
Nah, I don't. They should definitely, be making these dev kits available. And like hearing you say that, you know, as far as just make a Switch One version, they wanting, to double up. You buy your Switch One version if you got a Switch, because they still making money even if you do buy a Switch One version. You know what I mean? Because they raise the price of the Switch One. So
They did,
either
yeah.
way, either way they gonna eat. I don't know too much about the comings and goings of what's going on with Nintendo, but um, because I've seen some guys speaking about what Massive was able to do. Is it Massive or Supermassive? One of them was able to do with Outlaws and how good it does run on there. So it could also be a thing where if a developer is willing to put that time in there, then you would get a lot better performance out of it than other people, similarly to how people were speaking about, Unreal 5. Some people can get the performance out of Unreal 5, and some people just can't, just depending on how much time you're willing to spend and burn to optimize your game and whatnot. But I mean, it's Nintendo. I'm pretty sure some greedy reason behind it.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
hard to
know.
give them benefit of the doubt when everything they've shown us is the opposite. I
Yeah.
Maybe this is why it's taken. I don't know. It's we'll find out as time goes on. I mean, right now it seems like Nintendo's the only one that can hit 60 and on the cart itself. Nobody else can, or very little people can. I don't say nobody because there are some games that can, but they've treated
Hmm.
third parties so poor this generation, even if they don't say that they are, but just their actions have proven otherwise. I mean, the small dev kits, the not giving third party it's the information that they need in order to make their games. It, it's just unfortunate, man.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
either way, it's Nintendo. Nintendo is Nintendo, and they're the only ones that can get away with it. And another little fun fact, I was thinking of, is there a way where I can just buy the Switch 2 version of Kirby without the DLC? Because, I mean, I like Kirby. I just don't like it enough to maybe play the DLC, right? I just want to see the upgrades. And FYI, you can't. So Kirby for the Switch 2 is another $80 game, even though that pricing will be up and down, right? That's what Nintendo said. The pricing will be variable, but yet it feels like all Switch 2 games first party are 80, almost. The only one is Donkey Kong that is at 70. But even Kirby, you want to buy just Kirby, you cannot buy the DLC without it. You have to buy the DLC, which will cost you $80. But that's it, man. Anything else you guys want to say about that? About anything we spoke about tonight?
Nope, but that's
No,
gonna
man, I
fuck them
think
if they don't get dev kids out for games that are coming down the pipeline in the future.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, they got to get some things out, man.
they gotta.
I mean, or don't. I mean, it's on them if they don't. But they should go ahead and get them out. I mean, I just say that they should, but they do. Nintendo do shit on their own time, man. They ain't really like everybody like to say. They're Nintendo. They're doing their own thing.
Yeah, I don't. The whole dev kit thing is was really confusing me. It's like, bro, every major console maker makes a majority of their money from third party. That 30% is a big percentage. And I don't know why they would do that. It's not because they can't get the shit. Of course they can. We're not in an era where this isn't COVID anymore where people are having a hard time finding materials and equipment. No, there's plenty out there. So why? I don't know. I don't know if they're just, I don't know. I really don't know. But Bowser is literally working for Nintendo now, Doug Bowser. And this dude has made some of the worst freaking financial decisions for gamers in general and gaming ever. And now he's with Nintendo. So we'll see what happens. And look, I don't want Nintendo to fail, just like I don't want Xbox to fail or even PlayStation. I just I just want to be treated well with games. And I don't want to be charged an arm and a leg to play said games. And if you can give me a real fucking reason of why you have to charge 80, then so be it. I'll pay 80. But don't give me this bullshit reason when it's just stupid. I mean, is there any good reason to pay 80 for a game right now that you guys can think of? Because I haven't thought of any besides the market demands it according to them. No. But yeah, that's all I got for y'all today, man. Panel, do you have anything? Or I mean, yeah, panel, do you guys have anything else to say about any of the topics we went? I know that we're gonna cut it a little early today.
Yeah, I think we covered the meat and the potatoes. You know.
Yeah, my phone died, so I'm not able to read none of your guys' chats. So I'm sorry about that. Um, died a couple minutes ago. But either way, man, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today on this evening. You guys saw me fight this freaking guy here like 45 times already. Um, Hollow Knight is a little hard, but so far it hasn't been like incredibly difficult. It's just a lot of repetitiveness. But thank you, Henry, for coming out today on short notice. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, thank you to Nelson. Henry, where can the people find you at?
Henry Heck in Discord. Uh, it's just Henry Heck YouTube and Henry Heck on X.
Yeah,
You know what
fact.
I be on. You know where I be at.
Go follow Henry, y'all, for real. Go support his YouTube channel. He posts videos almost daily now. I mean, he's posting multiple times a week on there, and it's always some cool shit. He be doing a lot of trailer reactions, which is nice because
Yep.
he brings up a lot of games that I haven't seen yet, and he goes over them. He goes over what he likes, what he doesn't, what he's looking forward to. So cool, cool info there. And then also the multiplayer side of things. There's so many things that I found out because of Henry, because he's up to date on that shit and I'm not. And sometimes that even motivates me. Henry, what's that Destiny game that I downloaded?
Destiny
Mobile
Rising.
Destiny Rise, and Henry put me on Destiny Rise, and he said the game was legit. It's a mobile game. I don't play mobile, but Henry said it's good. It's good. So I downloaded it. Man, I've been having a great time with that game. Really good time with it, and it's so good. Why isn't Destiny regular Destiny on console like Destiny Rising?
I don't know. That's
Don't.
like, bruh, I see why they didn't put it. Because if they had put Destiny Rising on console, everybody would just be over there. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
regular Destiny would be on the down and out. But yeah, thank you, bro. Henry, or I mean, then we have my co-host, Mr. Nelson Gaming Culture. Nelson, let the people know where they can find you, bro. Outside of
Nelson
every
Gaming
Sunday
12
night,
everywhere.
Nelson Gaming 12 everywhere. Go follow him. Nelson also goes live on his YouTube. He streamed Metal
Hot Shot Golf,
Gear,
I think it was.
Hot Shot Golf, Helldivers. He streams all the time or pretty frequently as well. So go follow these guys, man. Show them that support. And as always, thank you guys for showing me support, subscribing, liking, all that stuff. Oh, if you could hit like on the video today, would really help out a lot. Nelson likes to see those numbers up. So thank you guys. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Keep it gaming.
Hell yeah. Peace.